well, it's what it is.
Okay, welcome everybody to the stream. I'm Ketura with the Players Council, and we have with us today, we have Bas Melis, the 3-time world champion for the Lord of the Rings trading card game. Also with us is Modrzew, one of the top 8 that participated in the World Championship this year. Bas has a presentation all ready for us. He's going to go over his preparation that he did for the World Championship, and then do a review of his games and his opponent's decks and so forth. It's going to be a lovely stream, so I'm just going to hand it over to Bas, and he can take it away.
Well, thank you, Ketura. Welcome everybody watching the stream or watching the replay of the stream, and also welcome to Modrzew, if I pronounced it correctly.
Hi guys, it's Modrzew. You can call me Mod. It will be easier.
Mod, yeah, Mod. Okay. Yeah, my full name is Bas Melis, which is my real full name. So you can call me Bas, or Bas, if that's easier to remember. Yeah, I asked to make to do a stream together, and Mod was happy to visit as well. To go over my tournament preparation and my deck and the matches themselves. But before I do anything of that, I have to tell you how I was, where I was, because at the time of the... should just open ChatGPT where I built these things. I was not playing at my at home in the comfort of my living room with a good working laptop. I was working I was playing in an amusement park. So just to see. This is kind of the thing that I was doing during the whole day. The Efteling is an amusement park where I went to with my kids for 4 days. And one of these days, on Saturday, the tournament was held. So I made a deal with them. They were allowed to walk the park themselves with my fiance, of course. And I was riding the rides while playing the tournament. Well, not really, because I was just sitting at a table looking at a screen. But this is the kind of thing that. Yeah.
So not only did you win the World Championship, you did it with one hand tied behind your back while doing something else at the same time.
Yeah, kind of. I was also outside the whole day, and it was during round 2 I was getting really cold, so I was shivering and trying to play the game on my phone. And after the first 3 rounds, I decided to warm up a bit and go back to the hotel room and play a few rounds on my laptop. So I cheated there. I did play on my laptop a few rounds, but the whole top 8, I had a dinner reservation planned. So I was playing the game on my phone while having a 12-course dinner or something. Yeah, that was it was. I actually expected not to make the top 8 at all because of the circumstances. So I decided, well, I'll just play the tournament and I'll just I'll see how it goes. And if I make the top 8, I'll play on my phone in the restaurant. I'll see. But luckily, I had 2 dinner reservations at that restaurant, so I had already eaten there before, instead of only eating there once, and missed out on the beautiful things that they serve there. But yeah, so I did not prepare to play 100% this time, like last year.
Gobbling up 12 courses and 8 other competitors at the same time.
Yeah.
That's the way to play.
Yeah, so on to my preparation, which well, I've won this tournament now 3 times in a row. of the 3 times that it was organized. And you're all probably dying to know how I am able to do that. Because I prepare myself in a certain way. And this is the thing that I've done every single year. So what I do is I list all the players that are playing, and this time it was just 16, so it was a smaller pool than the last few years. But of all these players, I look at the website where we the Last Homely House website, where all the replays are being posted of all the tournaments, and I list all of the decks that the people are playing in Fellowship of the Ring and in Movie. The expanded and limited tournaments are not relevant here. And I know this gives me an idea of how the metagame will shake out if they play the same deck as well. And as you can see, most players like Chadwick and Stali and Wingfoot and Skilled and Nolan, Swiftora, they played the same deck in their preparation as they did during the tournament. And because and this way I kind of know what everyone is playing. Now, of course, some opponents that don't play a lot of online games, so I don't know what they were playing in their preparation. But at the same time, these opponents, because they do not play as much online on the website or a lot of PC games, their decks are not always suited for the metagame, or playing online doesn't, well, that hinders them to play the game. For example,
especially those 3 in the middle there, M. Scarpito, Taliel, and Betos. I believe the reason why they came with the way that they did was because there was a Brazilian tournament that they were playing and preparing for just like the week before, and so I think that they were all ready for that, and so they basically took their deck from that tournament that they had just been preparing for and playing, and then used it at the World Championship as well. But it was very stark when watching that. Yeah, this is very clearly a Fellowship block or a Movie block deck, not one that has been adjusted to work for the PC formats.
Right. So that kind of makes a big difference in playing these tournaments. Did one of them ended up in the top 8?
Let me think. What was the standings we had?
So because
so M. Scarpito and Taliel both made it up. So yeah. even just on the strength of their own play, yeah, they did power through.
Seeing a Besieger deck being played is also fun, right?
And hey, it might have worked. Good dark horse.
Yeah. Well, when I'm deciding to what to play, I decided off the back of what I know that people are playing, and what I also do is that I usually don't play the deck that I use in the event in my preparation. So I've played an Arwen Gandalf deck without allies with Nazgul though during one of the PC Fellowship tournaments. And I played a Hobbit's Easterling deck just for fun. This without the intention of using this during the World Championship itself. And I think that helps me predict what the opponent is playing, while also withhold this information for my opponents. So that's a clear advantage that I have against my opponents.
And I think that's a very smart thing, especially for you in your position, because I know that whenever you have performed well at an event, we always see the same deck that you use rise in prominence afterwards. So I feel like, yeah, that's definitely warranted.
Yeah, true. I mean, this Hobbit Easterling deck was something I threw together the day before. I kind of never play Easterling, so I wanted to try them out. And I usually do not play hobbits, but these new hobbits that search for items or allies, I wanted to try them out. And then you see hobbits more prominent in the tournament as well. I mean, Skilled and Sifter both played hobbits in the tournament. Though one of them played a hobbit deck without any allies, just a complete choke deck, which was fun to see as well.
Mm-hmm.
But the next advantage that I have is because I know what the opponent is playing, I actually prepare myself by playing against their decks. So a deck the deck that Rutel played, for example, both Fellowship of the Ring and Movie, he played a Return to its Master deck. And if you know that he is playing a Return to its Master deck, then you can adjust your strategy to try and beat that. And that's exactly what I did. I played Rutel twice, once Fellowship of the Ring in the Swiss and once in the top 8 with Movie. And I knew what he was doing, though I do have to say that his deck is it's a beauty. I mean,
when it works, it's
just
a
looking
pin.
at the amount of cards that he has in his deck is just amazing, and he plays cards that nobody has ever seen before. But I mean, it's filled with cards. So what I do is I play my deck on my phone because I knew that I would be playing on my phone, and I played this deck on the laptop, and then I see what the interactions are between the two decks, what I need to do to beat it.
So you're actually doing a lot of solitaire play against yourself using the decks that you know people are going to use or that you think people are going to use.
Correct. So all of these decks I've played matches against. So Mod, I did play against your Pipes Tentacle deck, at least during preparation.
Well, yeah, and you destroyed me.
Also, I note how many burdens the opponents bid during preparation. So I want to know if they bid 1, 3, or 4, 2, how many burdens they bid, because that helps me outbid my opponent. If I suspect that they're playing a Nazgul deck, then I do not want to end up with 3 burdens because of Nazgul Sword or higher. But if they don't, if I know that they're playing Return to its Master deck, for example, there's something else at play. Or if I know if they're playing Uruk-hai. Same goes for the Movie decks. If I know that they're playing Easterling, I might bid less than if I know that I'm playing Isengard Orcs. But in any case, I designed both my decks to start the match by bidding as high as possible that I can, because I believe that most games are won by bidding by surviving till side 9 first.
I think you're correct.
You have
on
an
that.
advantage.
Yeah,
you have an advantage if you bid more burdens.
Yeah, I think that most games, even still to this day, are very much heavily skewed in the direction of winning on site 9 as opposed to killing your opponent. So definitely,
it's difficult to kill your opponent because most fellowships, especially if they move slowly, they are able to survive the opponent's deck. So building a deck that kills the opponent's ring bearer is quite difficult to do, unless maybe you play a deck like
Reteals,
Lost to the Goblins, which is completely focused on the card Lost to the Goblins, and they sacrifice their whole Fellowship deck just to cycle, get cards underneath your deck, and make sure that Lost to the Goblins will win the game. Or maybe corruption decks are usually or maybe some swarm decks. These Isengard Orcs are also kind of a swarm deck. These decks can be focused on killing the opponent's ring bearer. But if the Fellowship is well prepared for a deck like Lost to the Goblins, then it's very hard for a deck like Lost to the Goblins to win.
Mm-hmm.
I did not play Wingfoot, but if I had played Wingfoot, I might have found a way to exhaust my ring bearer. I did that during one of these preparation tournaments with the Hobbits Easterling deck, where I exhausted Frodo by using Sting a lot, so it could not be exerted again by Gollum to trigger Lost to the Goblins.
I think we watched that on one of the streams. Yeah, we noticed it, and then that completely took the wind out of the sails because Lost to the Goblins needs that exertion to be able to do anything, and it just completely torpedoed the deck. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you know that there's someone playing this strategy, then you need to know how to beat that strategy. Otherwise, well, there are only 16 players, and well, if you play 6 rounds of Swiss and then at least 4 more rounds in the top 8, then well, that's 10 rounds that you play. So you almost play every single opponent. So playing a strategy like Lost to the Goblins is very difficult to do successfully if any of your opponents prepare for it.
And I think that strategies like that definitely bank on being a surprise, and if they're not a surprise, then they lose almost all of their ability to perform.
Exactly. So I think that's the reason why I beat Rutil twice. His deck is amazing, of course, but I knew what he was doing, and I might have even put cards in my deck to specifically beat these decks. I mean, I played a Dwarven deck, Dwarves, and well, when I played Rutil, I really wanted Gimli's Helm to arrive, and also the Dwarven Bracers, to make sure that my Ringbearer can survive, even if Return to its Master is successful. So yeah, this is. I think I'm the only player that does this.
I think you're correct. I think that the amount of preparation that you do, and you've talked about this before in past years, with the tournament reports that you did last year and the year before. I'm not sure that there's anybody else that is taking this as seriously as you are, and honestly, I think that's what's making the difference between yourself and everyone else. You've gone 3 times now, making it to the top as the world champion, and I think it's the preparation like this, actually analyzing the field, that is the world champion difference.
Yeah. So this, and it's not a secret. So yeah, I think I've talked to Mod before we did this stream. And,
yeah, I was asking you, how is it that we all play the same cards, and it looks like you are playing completely different game than all of us.
So,
and
yeah,
then
I
you
think
said that
this
you just
is-
read the meta correctly and 100%.
Yeah, so I usually read the metagame correctly. It's not always. Last year, Exeter brought the Lost to the Goblins deck that I do not think that I should have beat. But he was also playing on his phone, I think, at that time. So miscalculations happen when you play on your phone. Yeah, and I prepared this. I also prepared this way because I am planning to win this event, and I also think that not everybody on this list prepares to win this event. I mean, some of the players just play decks that they were playing for another championship, which is fine. I mean, you should really play something that you're comfortable with. And some players are new. They win a different tournament, like the Czechia Championship. I've played Thomas during the Prague European Championship live, and well, he's an excellent player, of course. But he is not very used to playing online, and that makes a difference. You cannot take back simple mistakes that you make, and there's also a timer. So I won my first match because he timed out. Eventually, I think I would have won anyways, but the timer makes a difference if you don't know that it's there.
I think the timer is one of the strongest players on the World Championship circuit. The number of people
because it beats back.
Yeah, it beats lots of people. Yeah, but at the same time, it's one of those things we can't really budge on because these events already take all day, and if we let the matches go on, yeah.
It's like a chess clock. The chess clock also needs to be there in tournaments.
Yeah.
But if you prepare with this by playing these PC tournaments, it helps to recognize that it is there, and that you might need to speed up your play.
Yeah, and that does shape what kinds of strategies you need to look at too, because there's some that might even be technically viable, but because they're a little bit slower, or they take a little bit more analysis to play, that they're just not feasible for a human to manage in the 20 minutes that you've got on your clock.
No, certainly true. I mean, last year I played. I can show that deck as well. I've played an Elven deck with Moria. Let's see where it is. This deck. I mean, this playing Moria. Whenever you play a scimitar on a goblin, then it will trigger every single goblin armory. And depending on the speed of your internet, it will go by in a flash, or it will take some time. So if you have to do that every single time, and it well, especially on the phone, on on bad internet, I mean, I loved playing this deck, but this was not a deck that I could actually play and pull off on the phone with a timer. So even though that I could have run this deck back again, I decided not to, because this takes just too much time to
execute. Yeah,
to execute. And if you play this, I've seen Rutel play in a live event. It's a whole different way with these big decks. So yeah, that actually matters, and that actually matters for my deck choice that I chose to play. I mean, in Fellowship I can play whatever, because I've played it so much that I know what everything does. But in movie, well, some of these decks are they have so much cards in them that it's just you need to calculate everything out. It's very a lot harder to do. So I knew that I needed the most easy deck that I could play that is able to beat the field. So I went with Dwarves and Dunland. And I've played Dunland before. I mean, I think Dunland is I've played it the first year, and I think it's a lot better now than it was before, because of this card.
The Ritual Oath, yeah, the flood insurance that lets you pull to...
Yes, all these fantastic flood insurance cards that are specifically made to beat me. Because I play these decks that give a lot of Twilight. Well, but if I'm playing Dunland, I don't give 18 Twilight at all. So all these cards are just made to not give me, to push me into another direction.
You did play Ents that first year. I hadn't thought of that as a Bas Melis counter, but it did pretty much shoot down that archetype.
Yeah, I played Ents in the first year. I remember one of the games that I played there where I gave so much Twilight that the opponent was able to play like 6 Sauron, 10 Twilight Trolls or something.
Oh, that was my favorite moment of that first World Championship, because it was against the Faker, the person that you eventually went against as the runner-up. And so he managed to kill you on site 2 and knocked you out of the upper bracket, but then you had to fight him again during the finals, and it almost looked like the exact same thing was going to happen, except he only drew like 4 trolls instead of 6 or something. And so like that made the difference. And it was actually that moment that got my wheels turning when thinking about the flood insurance, because it was like, man, the only difference there was that he wasn't able to draw the cards that he needed. And so what can we do to help make that interaction a little bit less cheesy?
Yeah. Most decks don't have the protection against decks that give a bunch of Twilight. So these new cards are, well, they I think that they changed the format.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could still have played my elf deck and just face whatever comes out of the opponent's deck. But these cards do matter a lot. They all do the same thing. If you have 18 Twilight in the first 3 on side 2 or side 3, then you can play it from your deck and then
do some big thing,
and then execute your game plan with them. So because these cards exist, well, this one specifically, I do not need any other cards almost to control sides. And if you control 2 sides, then well, this dirty old man with well, just a stick and a coat is the most dangerous thing that it's like a Balrog almost, that discards opponent's possessions and cannot die.
Yeah.
So, so I played like the least amount of cards possible. I could not find the last card to cut here. I mean, from the shadow side, I could have cut another burn, every village, or a no retreat, or maybe the constantly threatening. But I really wanted all of these fellowship cards, and I did something interesting here. I because of this the other path that you can take, I wanted to start with the green dragon in a dwarven deck. But you still want Durin 3 out there.
Mm-hmm.
So I started the Dwarf Guard, which is strength 5, which is, it actually makes a bit of a difference. And you play Durin, and then you play Pippin, removing 1 burden, and then you fetch Sam with the green dragon in, and then you remove 2 more burdens. So if you bid 3 burdens, you end up with 0. And I can go up to 5 burdens, and then go back to 2 burdens, which is fine against most decks. I cannot bid 6 burdens because then the Gimli is instantly corrupted. You see, he starts with 5 and 1 more because he's damage +1. But if he bids 6 burdens, then he dies. He's corrupted. I tested this, playing Gimli, then playing Pippin, see if bidding 6 burdens, see if he survives. But no, so 5 is the absolute maximum that you can bid.
Makes sense.
Yeah, because starting is I also in move in fellowship block, it's I think most players win because they end up surviving side 9, but I also think in movie it's more slanted towards that side. But movie is different. There are a lot of different shadows or strategies that people can play, so I think it's more balanced there. But I'm not really sure about that.
I'm a little bit unsure myself. That's something that I keep telling myself, that I want to set up some good analysis systems so that we can really look at the formats as a whole. But that's kind of a little bit out of my wheelhouse, and statistics is not my strong suit, so it keeps not happening.
Well, maybe the biggest difference is that I see people double moving a lot more in fellowship block than I see in movie. In movie, it's more if there are like. Yeah, you can play bigger minions that survive the skirmishes, so it's harder to make double moves in movie, I think.
Yeah, and I think also the inclusion of things like the flood insurance, you're risking hitting that 18 or 25 Twilight.
Yeah, that's
again.
true. Well, I did count this out before every game. If you start at side 1 and you want to double move to side 3, and you have, well, let's say you have 5 companions, then you give 10 Twilight. Depending on what side 2 gives, you can play a certain amount of cards, a certain amount of Twilight to stay beneath that 18 Twilight. So I will never play 8 Twilight out myself, because if you do that, then one of these cards will get you if you double move. So I actually I did count that out sometimes. So if I had a good hand with multiple fellowship cards, maybe not play some of these just to stay beneath this 18 Twilight. And be able to double move. I think the double move from 1 to 3 is the only double move that's safe in movie most of the time. And all of the other sides are incredibly dangerous. So yeah, and I chose Dwarves because I think it's the most easy deck to play. You just play stuff
all your
on
zero
your
cost
Dwarves,
cards.
and then you make them some more damage +1, and you get rid of everything. Your opponent decides what to get rid of, so just play cards to get rid of things and heal your guys when it's needed. And I think I played one card that was kind of new. This one.
Yep, one Dwarf and
The one
Moria
Dwarf
from
and
set
Moria.
V1.
Because I wanted one event that was different from Bloodborne Shield to get back with the Ring of Kyle. And I did try Flurry of Blows or another of other or the Dwarven events to win the skirmish, but I found that if you do not focus on these cards, then it's very hard to pull off. And this one, it actually won me at least one game during the tournament. It heals a dwarf, which is fine. But if you can get it back with the Ring of Gaul at the end of the game to wound X minions. And I had one opponent who played a Moria deck, and he played the Isengard trackers in that deck, and they all have 1 vitality. So I killed all of them with just 1 card.
Yeah, it's also a great protection against Grima.
Yeah. There are certainly times that I played more than 2 items on my guys, and with this card in hand, it's a protection. But I sometimes spread them out because I suspect they had Grima in their deck. And remember, I know what they are playing, so I have seen all of their deck lists before. And if I also remember if they play Grima or not. I knew that Distali, for instance, he played Grima in his Easterling deck. So against him, I'm very careful about playing more than 2 items on a dwarf. But I mean, against a Isengard Or deck or the Lost to Goblins deck or a Corruption Nazgul deck, all of those decks don't play Grima, or they haven't played Grima during their preparation. So I just pile up on during 3 whatever I can.
And I think that's one of the
does help.
That's definitely one of the things that Grima leans on, right? Is people being scared of Grima more than the effects of Grima itself. And so when you come in prepared, knowing almost with certainty that they're not including Grima, he loses all of his, ability to impact the meta. So yeah, that preparation goes a long way.
Yeah, but he gets more play than most Isengard, all the Isengard
Yeah.
cards, I think. And last year I played this Grima, but that was because I knew my opponent would be playing 4 cultures.
So targeted takedown. Both of these Grimas are going to see some interesting changes with V3, which is going to change how they interact with the meta, I think. But
yeah, if these cards are out of the metagame or changed so that they're not being used that often, then it changes up the way that you build these decks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think all of the other Dwarven cards are just regular cards. Well, I mean, this card doesn't really need to be there, but I knew I would be facing Distali at some point in the tournament, probably.
And he likes his Balrog.
And and Balrog, so Eastlings and Balrog, it's good against that. It's also good against Swarm decks, put it on Gimli. And it's also another item to get back with this card. So, yeah. And with this Shadow, in the later stages of my preparation, I encountered some archery decks. And Hillman Horde is a way to skip the archery phase, and then that helps. That helps against the decks that you do a lot of archery damage.
Obviously, archery decks are not going to do well with that. Yeah.
Yeah. I played 2 no retreats because if my fellowship has a tough time, then you need to win with the Shadow, and this is a card that can actually make that happen. So if you get 2 sites under your control, play 1 or 2 of these elders that do some damage. If you force the double move, you might even get 4 of them out, maybe in Hillman Horde. That's devastating. And because it's really easy to get a site with either the Ritual Oath of Enmity or, 1 Elder and Freka, it's often not a dead card.
And I think it did won you at least 1 game, right?
Well, I'm not sure, but I think it did because I played 6 rounds. No, yeah, 6 rounds of movie. Uh, yeah. I like this card a lot during my preparation, so I played 2 of them. Maybe one too many, but it might actually win a game sometimes. So that was yeah, the whole fellowship block sites are not necessary except for the first site. So all of the other sites are quite inconsequential.
And I noticed that you do things like the Slopes of Ammon-Hen. The one that you pick specifically is one that just doesn't actually help Isengard if it ends up coming up, right? So
It does nothing. I mean,
yeah.
the thing is, it's not a forest or a river or something. That's the most important part. It doesn't matter which site 9 I get. I mean, if they go to site 9, uh, none of them help Dunland at all. I mean, site 7
fair.
might do something, discarding allies. Site 8 might do something, no maneuver events. Well, it might actually hinder me myself.
Yeah.
Now that I see it, maybe I should have played that.
Yeah, Gates of Argonath
And this
has
is,
killed some people, so
I mean, I'm not playing any elf ally, but I did not want to play any of the other side 6s. So, and nobody is playing side 6 allies in movie block. So let's just do this. Oh, I did play the Rivendell Waterfell because I do have a ranger in my deck.
so that could give you
I
the
do have
chance to
Aragorn.
move all the way from 3 to 6, yeah.
Yeah, and my side 3 never comes into play unless the opponent starts first. And some opponents play the Prancing Pony, so I can get Aragorn into play at side 3 and then hope to triple move to side 6. Maybe, I don't know. Doesn't really matter that much. So yeah, that's why I played Dunland and Dwarves. Any questions from you about these deck choices or card choices?
Nope, those seem very refined, very it seems like everything had a place and a position. Looks very well
Yeah,
designed.
I was only shocked to see such little number of minions, but as you said, with those new cards that allow you to just, uh, get the 3 sides because opponent gave you a lot of Twilight, that makes sense.
It depends on the opponent's deck, of course, but I actually don't like any other minion than these 2. Well, maybe this one. This one is just it's for specific scenarios, but all of the other Dunlop minions are, I think, not good enough. I mean, there are some fun ones, like this one that can discard possessions, but you already have War Club for that. Most players play Wolf, I think. But I don't think this is a really good card. I mean, it's easy to give him a wound, either by archery or a horse that exerts him, that makes him do nothing. And so he has to have a second vitality available, and another man needs to win his skirmish. It's quite a big ask, if you ask me. So I don't like this card at all. Uh,
Hill Chief
I,
is decent, I think.
the Hill Chief?
Yeah, just to, draw cards.
Yeah, but he only works if you already control a site.
A
Yeah,
win
yeah, yeah.
more
So
card,
I,
yeah.
I don't really like any cards that doesn't work if you don't control a site, because you don't win the games with this man or with Wolf. You win the game with this guy. So you need 2 sites, and that's all. That's all you need to have, because you can get this guy back with Ready to Fall, which I of course play 4 of. I mean, the constantly threatening is like the 5th Ready to Fall. And in most games, if I have played 3 of them already, I will keep one in hand the whole game long, just to make sure that I have a way to bring my guys back. If I have 2 sides. There are decks that obviously are good against Dunland. If you have cards that liberate sides on a consistent basis, then this is not good. Or if you have a lot of cards that decrease vitality, like
The knights with
the
their
Gondor, yeah,
fortifications.
the Citadel. Or maybe
You're still filtering on
okay.
minions up there.
Right. Like this, yeah.
Yeah.
So before the Ritual Oath of Enmity, Freka and Wolf and some other guys are the only way to control sites, and then these cards just beat the deck. Just kill Freka and you're fine. So this card really helps put it all together. And if they don't play 18 Twilight at the start of the game, which is very possible, you usually have access to 18 Twilight when they move from side 3 to 5, for example, if they make double moves in the second region.
That's it.
This
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
yeah.
I hadn't quite realized
Yeah.
until Mod mentioned it just how few minions there are. But this is really a meta read, right? This is not a deck that will always automatically win. This very much.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. If the opponent says, I mean, I had one opponent, I think it was in the top 4. I think Sith Dora. No. Stefan? Yeah, Stefan. I mean, we'll see that later on, maybe. No, not Stefan. He was also playing them. Well, if I look at this deck, he plays 38 cards to my 31. And I think my deck is a lot more streamlined than his is. He will sometimes draw all these Hillman Hordes and Wolves that don't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
But on other times, I won't draw my Freka or Dunling Elder or combination, so I cannot do anything about that. I think 4 Hillman Hordes is definitely too much. If I look at these decks, I can certainly pick out like 10 cards, 5 from the Shadow and 5 from the Fellowship to make it a bit more streamlined. So that you can do the same thing in every match. Let's see. It was maybe Chadwick. Yeah. I played against Chadwick, and he played on side 2 or 3. Helldeeds Awake. Well, this card, on its own, just beats the whole Dunlop deck. Can't beat this card. Because you will have access to... and losing initiative is not hard, because just get Deor or Leowin on the table, and you'll just lose initiative.
And he's got the Sam, too, that can do the same thing.
Whenever you want. Even Sam, yeah. If he has a way to draw a card even, then you can lose initiative, draw a card, and then lose initiative again. But this card just just beats the deck single-handedly. So if you know that I'm playing Dunland, which I did not show before the tournament, then you really should put anti-Dunland decks in your cards in your deck. So that's a tip for next year. If you think that I'm playing Dunland, make sure that you beat Dunland.
Yeah, we talked about it privately, doing a bounty program on your head, but we're definitely doing it next year. Now that you've gone three in a row, we will be awarding prizes for anybody that beats Bas Melis in the 2026 World Championship, because it's gone on long enough. Other people need to step up their game.
Yes, it's gone on long enough. I'm completely fine with losing any games from now on out. So. I mean, I really didn't think that I was able to win anything this year, because I would be in an amusement park. But well, anyways. But I just make this card and then put my face in his place, and then maybe just do this promo and then my face on this head. Yeah, try to beat me. That's fun. Let's go to the Fellowship block deck that I played, because this one. Yeah, this was a real metagame choice, because I played a lot of allies.
And everyone has been, over the last few months, there's been a huge shift against allies. And of course, part of that was because we intentionally did some errata that, well, first we did errata that improved the Site 3 allies, because they all sucked compared to the Site 6. And then because those were so good, we nerfed them a little bit, bringing their vitality back down, and then also added some anti-ally tools, and people used those so much that the pendulum swung the other way, and people almost stopped using allies at all.
Yes, exactly. I remember playing these cards during the winter period. What's it called?
Yeah, the Yuletide.
The Yuletide, yeah, the Yuletide big leagues. I love playing those, by the way. I mean, when the Yuletide big leagues, then the new erratas, a new set comes out, then well, people get experimenting. But well, these guys were definitely way too good with
3
with
vitality,
three
yeah.
vitality, just killing Urukai decks on the spot almost. And also this guy is also this. I think it's a very good upgrade to give it give some protection against Nazgul, because no other card actually does anything against Nazgul, so this one does at least something. But then, because a lot of people were playing these decks, a lot of players were starting to play a lot of Tower Assassins, or yeah, there's a Nazgul card event that wounds allies.
Yeah, there's Fear and I forgot the other one. But yeah, Nazgul's got a few different anti-ally tricks.
Can't see them. It was an event, a maneuver event.
Yeah, that one of the.
I'm not sure why it doesn't show anything. This one. Now, yeah, this is Fear. Just discards one ally. But this is one that wounds every ally.
Oh yeah, that's shoot, what is the name?
There it is.
There we go.
Power is in terror. Yeah, so a lot of people were playing these cards. And then, well, obviously, if everybody's playing cards that are wounding all the allies, then they get unplayable. And there was one card, the Uruk Raider.
Mm-hmm. You're stuck on events again.
Again, yeah. This guy, which was damage +1 and got fierce when an ally got into the death pile.
Yeah, the first,
I do
yeah,
like
the first
this upgrade
version was,
though.
Yeah, the first version was way too much.
So yeah, but now it's just a strength 9 damage +1 tracker for 2, which is also pretty good on its own, and punishes allies from being used when he's on the table. So because this card was very popular, nobody started playing allies. And if you look at this list here, all these no ally decks were very prominent. With me as well playing championing a deck without any allies, or without any conditions for that matter, because if you play Gandalf and you play Sleepka Radkars, playing conditions is not that good of a combination. So no allies, no conditions was kind of the name of the game here. But if nobody is playing any allies, then this card is very bad. So if you play a deck that has 4 of these and ways to kill allies, let's say first round opponent Tomasz. If you play these cards and you play ways to kill allies, and the opponent does not play any allies, then you have 6 cards in your deck that don't work. They do nothing. Or they might do bring back a strength 6 companion on side 9, but that's not really amazing.
That good. Yeah.
And if half of your opponents don't, if they do not play any allies, then your strategy does not work. So I thought one step ahead. If this strategy doesn't work against at least half the field, nobody should be playing these cards. And if nobody is playing these cards, well, what's the best strategy then?
Is to then play the cards that are not getting countered.
So So most of the time, I just run out these allies, and if they don't play orcs or Uruk-hai, they're still useful to give a little boost. But also Estelle is very good with them. All of the elven cards that you don't need, you can put into him, and this is one of the most reliable way to beat any minion that they put out there. I mean, he has been downgraded, but I think still think he's very good. But he only works if you play a lot of allies.
Yeah, need that grist for the mill.
Yeah. So in my experience, when I do play against these tower assassins, they usually just kill Rosy Cotton or or Bounder, because all these allies you cannot kill all of them. And I will not put Elrond in a position where he can be killed, so usually Bounder or Rosy Cotton just dies. And yeah, I'm playing Rosy Cotton.
And that was the dark horse strategy, right? The new tech that I think nobody else had picked up on.
Yeah, yeah, I did play a deck with Mary that can fetch Hobbit allies and the Gaffer. But with Rosy Cotton, you can actually bid one more burden because Sam just works immediately. If you spot Rosy Cotton, his downside is gone. You just exert him 3 times and you remove 3 burdens. And with Rosy Cotton, you can heal Sam, so you can remove 4 burdens with Sam. You will also remove a 5th burden with Pippin. So with removing so much burdens on side 1, I do not need to play any more Ericons than 1, because if I start certain that I can get him, I can bid like, let's say I bid 5 burdens. I add 1 more burden because of the Prancing Pony, so I have 6 burdens. Then I remove 1 again with Pippin, so I have 5 burdens. I have Sam in my starting fellowship, and I get Rosy Cotton, so I can remove 3 more burdens. So I'm at 2 burdens, heal him again, and I'm at 1 burden. So by bidding 5 burdens, I end up with 1.
Beautiful.
Which is great. So no, I can even bid 6 burdens and go to 2, because 2 burdens is I think the sweet spot. Because a lot of players also during the tournament played Nazgul with the amazing fun Fell Voices call, which you can play items from draw decks or discard piles to get to have access to Nazgul Sword. So if you have 3 burdens, then prepare by being beat down by damage +1 big guys, because you can play this card 5 times. So two burdens is the sweet spot for most decks. So that's why I chose this.
I was very impressed.
And if I really wanted, if I was playing Rosy Cotton anyways, and they're playing Tower Assassin to kill allies, it doesn't matter if there's 1 ally in the dead pile or 20. So if I'm playing Rosy Cotton, I can just play every ally that I have.
Yeah. I was very impressed that somebody finally followed up on that little piece of tech on Sam. Like the Rosy Cotton edition was thrown in almost as a joke, because like what we were thinking when we made that errata was that, okay, we want to maybe boost up Hobbit Hospital a little bit and make it so that, okay, if you have Hobbit Hospital, then you can have access to the fully unerrated version of Son of Hamfast. But then we're like, well, I mean, really, he just cares about Rosie, right? So we threw it on there just for the flavor. But here you are actually using that for the to actually squeeze out.
Only possible thanks to Mary, of course.
Yeah.
Who can play Hobbit ally cards. I only play 2 of them, so yeah, he usually just gets Rosy Cotton, and then I try to keep him alive until side 3, so he can also get Bounder. But if he dies, he dies. It's fine. I start with all the hobbits, and I don't mind them being killed off, because you do not want to run with too many companions, of course.
Right.
But Sam and Rosy Cotton is pretty good combination. If you just play a frying pan on Sam, and he can beat every orc, which is also very in team with Sam from the movies, which is lovely.
Oh yeah, and you've got the
Uh,
version of Frodo that's healing up Rosie every turn, so
yeah,
that's okay. Yeah, so you're getting at least one use of the frying pan every turn. Oh, very nice.
yeah. So that was the deal with the Fellowship. Galadriel is also, this one is, um, sometimes you want to use the other Galadriel that heals all home 6 allies, but I think this one is way better because you can use her to get the forest site onto the adventure deck and make sure that all your allies stay alive for site 7.
Yeah, use that as an anti-confluence play. Yeah.
Exactly. All of the opponents that do not have any allies in their deck, they will use Unknown Confluence to discard all allies. So this is a way to keep them all alive. And also, there's a Forest Side 9. And this card does nothing for most decks. It's also, I think, the best one for Nazgul. Because you can exert your Kantea or Witch King to get them to give them damage response. But it's a forest, so if the opponent is trying to swarm you with Tall Brandir, just
say no.
Just get your forest out there. So most of the games I move to 3. I make one double move, so I end up at 6. I make a double move to side 8 and then move to side 9 as the last one. So it's very important for her to be able to do that.
Yeah,
I don't have a lot of ally companions that I can heal up, but that's fine.
yeah, and the healing is probably fine. Like that's not the focus, but it's good to have.
Yes.
But yeah, that Site 9 tech is also very interesting. Yeah, tearing apart anybody's hope for doing anything well. Yeah, getting rid of that Tol Brandir when they're really banking on it, because a lot of people have been following your example. It was the first World Championship that you really proved that Tol Brandir with some splashed trackers and a Moria deck had a fantastic swarm opportunity, and you used that to excellent performance, and people started copying that tech everywhere. You start seeing trackers in almost every deck, just so that people can take advantage of Tol Brandir. And now you've also started including your own counter, that Galadriel, that can come in and say, actually, if you're banking on Tol Brandir, you're not going to have it. And yeah, so that's like consistently I'm seeing that you are one step ahead of everybody else that's just trying to copy a deck and play it. But no, you've actually got to put thought into this and see what your opponent, counter the counter move.
Yeah, right. So next year, people will be playing Rosie Cotton with Sam and Mary, and I will do something to defeat that again. We'll see. But it's also very fun to play Rosie Cotton. I mean, a card that's not very widely played. Use her for as a central part of my strategy is fun to do.
Yeah, nope. I don't think anybody else has taken Rosie Cotton all the way to the World Championship. So. Another first.
And for the rest, the Fellowship seems very straightforward. I was planning to play some Foul Creations, this one, but that got errated before the tournament. I think this is a good errata. I mean, these cards that just kill a complete strategy on their own, it's just I don't like those cards, but.
Yeah, we definitely.
I like this one. I'm happy with this one.
Yeah, I was a bit shocked when I saw your Fellowship deck with the small amount of possessions for your companions.
Right. Yeah.
A bit risky. Yeah.
I don't have anything for anyone except Aragorn, actually. So I have a Ranger's Sword and an Aragorn's Bow, and 2 Last Alliance of Elzaman. Yeah. It's not a lot, but I do draw a lot of cards extra with Elrond, and every Elven card here, especially Secret Sentinels, if it's not doing anything, it gives Aragorn a way to beat the opponent's Nazgul and Uruk-hai for the most part. And all of the other companions, they just lose their skirmish. I mean, he will not win this skirmish. He's there to lose the skirmish, and this one survives Nazgul easier. Arwen, well, in the later stages of the game, you might actually see 4 of your home 3 allies, because I play 4 of them. Then she might win a skirmish, but not really. And also my Boromir just helps the other guys survive. So most of the time, Aragorn is there to win the skirmish, and the rest is just there to die or, or lose skirmishes. Yeah. But also, I'm
That's the
playing a
spirit.
33 card deck. I'm trying to go as small as possible to draw most of the cards that I need. Yeah. But I understand completely if you want more items for your cards. And for the Shadow, I'm playing the Shadow that is the best at stopping the opponents from double moving, which is Nazgul. Especially if because a lot of players are playing Nazgul. I think half the field is playing Nazgul. They will also play Fort of Brunnen and Bree Streets, maybe. It's definitely Fort of Brunnen. And if you move first and you also get the benefit of these sides, well, it's very hard for the opponent to move past you. I'm also playing 1 Melia just for fun to try and double up on the Fort of Brunnen, but this is not necessary at all. It's just for fun. I play 3 Ankias because I see a lot of people playing a lot of companions, especially at these high stakes events. But also, there are strategies. If you want to outbid me, you need to bid a lot of burdens, and he might punish you for that, which is exactly what happened against the Starly in the finals. And I still went first because I bid one more than him. Though he did play, he played a Toldia. He played more Toldia in his deck, and in these events, it's good to have cards that are very good in very specific situations. I mean, this card usually doesn't work, but yeah, well, if it's a burden battle, the one who bids the most will win the game usually. Then these cards get a lot stronger. So maybe I should have played one of these, but I didn't. And I played Blade Tip this time, with yeah, because it costs nothing. It's just get it in on the table, and if you are winning your skirmishes, which you always are with the Nazgul, this just gives them this is like a damage plus 1 bonus for a round. I don't like playing a lot of conditions because most people will play a lot of Sleep Karatras. But if you play a few, which are very annoying, then they still need to play this card, and it gives you another Exertion and 3 Twilight. So playing no conditions is very good because this card does nothing then, but playing a few is also good because you force them to play this card, which is the reason why I played for Blade Tips.
I love that reasoning. I'm not gonna play so many that Sleep Caradras gets a lot of worth. I'll play just enough that Sleep Caradras hurts you more than it hurts me. That's
exactly. Yeah, I mean, Secret Sentinels is still very good against Blade Tips. That's just the best way to get rid of it. But if they don't play any allies, which half of the field will do, then this card is still, yeah. So I played this card specifically because most players will play this card.
that may change. Sleep Caradras is getting a major change with the V3 release here for Yuletide this year. So I'm excited to see what that's going to change about the meta.
I know where it will be going. I mean, this card, every condition is just this card on its own defines the whole Fellowship format.
Mm-hmm.
Because there is a card that is widely played. You cannot actually expect to win with a deck that relies on playing a lot of conditions, like Sauron Grind or some Moria decks. So, because this card is played so widely by so many people, you cannot really expect to win with Sauron, and that's the reason why none of the opponents played Sauron deck. There was a Moria deck somewhere, but most players just played Nazgul or Urhai because they don't
get
really completely hosed by one card.
Yeah. And
So if this
that's
card is
yeah.
changed by in some way that it doesn't discard every condition, it gives the other strategies a new chance.
Yep, what we're going to be doing is it's going to be changing so that it discards one condition and then hinders everything else. So it will still temporarily take care of the field for you, turning off all the conditions, but that's only for one site, as opposed to getting rid of them for the whole game. So
yeah, I'm very curious about how that will work out. I think most of the cards that does something like Sleep Katras are edited, right?
Yep,
Also,
yeah, we're going to be hitting all of
Bloodrun
them.
Chill,
Blood's
for
Run Chill is
example.
going to get hit. We're hitting Saruman's Power, Grown Suddenly Tall. What are the others? There's like 4 different Gandalf cards that all do the same thing, and so they're all going to be altered so that they do a mass hinder and maybe discard 1 or 2.
Right. So maybe the pendulum will swing the other way again. That people will start playing a lot of conditions, but we'll see how it ends up, right?
Yep, looking forward to it.
Yeah, because I'm playing Playtip, I found room for a Morgul Blade. I don't think I used it at all. But oh well, I wanted another weapon to get
With Fell Voices, yeah.
if I had too many Fell Voices. I mean, I really enjoy playing this card, getting the Pill Blade more often on the Witch King. It's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was one that became very much a no-brainer because in Fellowship Black especially, Nazgul have so many weapons. There's even a weapon that is specifically only playable on Lamenya.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of crazy that there were all these weapons that you could never ever hope to use because Nazgul is already a very cloggy kind of culture, and so you just could never justify including anything except maybe the Pale Blade, and so we had to have that. We had to have some way of making it so that you could use some of those cards. So I'm really happy with how Fell Voices turned out.
Yeah. I like this card a lot. But I've played this card now 2 times in a row, so maybe you want to increase the Twilight or something. I don't know. I got to play Morgul Blade. I mean, this card is also never played, so that's fun to do. And I think the only thing that sticks out here is maybe 2 All Blades Perish. But yeah, I included this card because in the last weeks of preparation, when I was playing real opponents, so not only against my own decks, I started seeing more archery decks with power according to their stature. And, well, if you can kill a Frodo because you prevent the wounds.
Because somebody tried to go up with a completely unprepared Frodo that just thought, oh yeah, it's an exhausted Witch King, and oh, that would be a hilarious tech.
It never happened though, but it's also easy to just play to prevent 1 wound from a Legolas that's somewhere. So yeah, that's the deck, but it's not a must. I mean, you can take it or leave it. Yeah. Any questions on the Fellowship deck?
Not really. Yeah. Congratulations on reading the meta. Like that was once again a deck that has succeeded because you read everybody else and played them like a fiddle.
Well, mostly, not all of the time, or not all of the games that I played were well, any game that I play is not already a certain win. You still need to play out the games as well, of course.
For sure.
We've been going on for an hour now, I think. More than an hour. Do we want to see some of the games?
Sure. Yeah. I should have come better prepared, actually having watched them beforehand, so I could think of some good ones. But if there's any you can think of that had some good, interesting plays on your hand, I'd love to.
first round wasn't that exciting. It was mostly that my opponent was not really prepared to play online games.
Yes.
So going in super fast fashion. You do see that I play out the same fellowship every single time, the 4 hobbits and Aragorn, and I decide on the spot if I'm looking for an ally or if I'm looking for another companion. If I have drawn no single companion, then I usually stay at 5 companions. But if I do draw 1 or 2 companions, then it doesn't matter if I go to 6, 7, or 8. So I mostly just find another companion. And we see here that Tomasz was playing the ally hate cards, and well, going right now I'm at side 6, and you still see 6 of my allies surviving. Yeah, so even if the Uruk Raider works, it doesn't necessarily win you the game.
Right.
And here at the end of the match, we both have 0 cards in our deck. But he lost because he ran out of time, which is I think the worst way to lose. I mean, even if you are losing, doesn't matter. Losing on time is just gives a bad feeling. It doesn't finish the game as it needs to be. But in this specific scenario, at the end of the game, I am at side 8. And I will move to side 9 with this fellowship, so I think I'm pretty safe.
He's only got 2 cards in hand, so they'd have to be pretty darn good cards to manage to kill.
Yeah, well, they could get Tolbrandir and get 3 Uruk-hai, but no, I have Gladio. So this game was he wasn't really prepared for the online feeling. And round 2 was the game that I actually lost. So even if I was playing my ally deck, the first opponent played Uruk Raider with Tower Assassins, but my second opponent also played Uruk Raiders with Tower Assassins. So my metagame analysis, my prediction that these cards are unplayable were instantly discarded. Yeah. And I lost this game eventually because he had a swarm of Uruk Raiders on the side. This was the second opponent actually in a row that played 6 companions on the early game stage of the game, and I did not draw one of my Ankias. So if you think, well, he's also the luckiest player, I'm not certain to draw all the right cards at all the right moments. But in this scenario, my opponent stopped on side 2. So in these situations, my opponent is behind me and not able to double move, then I feel quite invincible moving the game along. Yeah, so as you can see, my opponent's fellowship is struggling to survive. But my fellowship, this game, I did not draw a lot of companions in the later stages of the game. So here I'm at side 6. And this is trouble for me. I know that I made some mistakes here because I think I did not discard any cards here. And I kept these 4 cards in hand. Then I did draw some cards with Elrond, healed up a bit, but this is very vulnerable to a swarm. I do draw Gandalf, and I have Orofan here, but I decide not to play him, even though he's playing Uruk-hai, because there's a big chance that I need to play a site that prevents the archery, and then he does nothing, but he does give them 2 Twilight to get another Uruk-hai into play. In hindsight, maybe I should have played it, but he did play Saruman anyway, so he would not have hit any opponent's creature. But here he plays 4 minions, and I only have 4 companions, and well, I have one ally that gives -1 strength to an elf, or sorry, to a non-orc, and because he has 2 Sermon's ambitions, he wins the game. And here I also decided not to exert my Elrond for the 3rd time. I usually don't do that against these Uruk-hai decks because I do not want him to get killed against a tower assassin. But this game I lost to it because if you look at the top of my deck, the top card of my deck is Elbeth, which would have
made
helped
the
me
difference.
survive this game. And if you look at the cards that are left in my deck, I mean, Aragon's Bow would have been helpful, Boromir would have been good. Secret Sentinels would have also been good to discard this. So I lost this game because I had kind of 8 useful cards left in my deck.
Yeah.
I drew all of my Nazgul. But I could have done better here because I held on to some of the cards that weren't necessary. So I lost the game. Oh no.
I think we noticed that during the stream where we were like, uh-oh, is Bas finally going to lose? But then I think that ended up being your only loss of the entire tournament.
Yeah, right. So yeah, indeed. And also that was the game that I was shivering in the cold outside. Yeah. And then I got paired up against Rutil. And well, I know his deck because I know that he's playing Return to its Master. And that makes a difference. In this game, usually I bid like 5 or 6 burdens, but in this game I bid 3. Because I do not want my Sam to be exhausted at all. So I still fetch Corrosive Cotton and I remove all the burdens that I have. And then I end up with Sam with just 1 wound. Oh, maybe 2 wounds. Still 3 because he has Mitch for the Marshes. But it's a combination that makes sure that I don't end up with a lot of burdens, which is helpful against these Nazgul. And if I manage to keep these cards alive, even if Return to its Master is successful against Frodo, Sam will be there to help me out.
And I think that really shows the weakness of one-trick ponies. Rutil is quite famous for playing the Return to his Master deck. That seems to be about the only deck that he does play. Sort of similar to yourself, Mod. I know that you like to play the Tentacles deck, and it makes you a mite bit predictable.
I just want to make them work, and I will someday.
Well, maybe you'll be the champion next year, and you'll defeat Bas with your unending tentacles.
Well, being very good with a specific type of strategy that is not widely played is also noteworthy, or?
True.
It could work. I also note my opponent Rutil also played 7 companions on side 1 without me playing an Ankia, but that's fine.
They can't keep getting away with it.
If we look at this game state at side 4, we have a fully healed Frodo, 1 wound on Sam with the healing going on. Aragorn is completely has all the things that he needs. So from this point forward, I think my Aragorn might actually beat any Nazgul that he plays. I also keep all these elven events or elven cards in hand as long as possible. So I do not discard them because I want to use them to give Aragorn more strength to beat the Nazgul. At this point, well, I drew all my companions, so I just played them out. Don't care if he has Ankia or not.
Yeah, Ankia can't kill Sam and can't. And you don't really care if he takes someone else out. And I think that really highlights why it's important to know what somebody's game plan is coming in, because you know out of everything that's on the table that your important pieces are Sam and Frodo, and then your Aragorn being able to beat Nazgul, of course. So being able to identify that my usual resources are not the important ones, that's huge in being able to properly pivot strategically.
Exactly. And one thing that's also very important is Secret Sentinels. You need to have this available because you need to discard Helpless. If it because it's the only card that prevents Sam from getting the ring when Frodo dies.
Yeah, that's really part of Rutil's game plan: is pin Sam with Helpless, and then nail Frodo to the wall with Return to its Master. But
I moved very slowly during this game because we ended up both at 8 and 9. But that, as you can see, his Fellowship is not made to run and survive to side 9. So I was able to move more slowly and heal Sam more and use Gandalf more to get these Secret Sentinels back during this game. So that's also a thing. I don't run around like a headless chicken. I know his Fellowship is weak because its main purpose is to make sure that his shadow works better. So I'm not forced to move that fast ahead. There's no chance of him running past my Nazgul. I will wear him down eventually. So this was the last Fellowship game. And then we went on to the movie block decks. Yeah, the Starly bid 3, and I bid 4 against him.
So he never got to beat you. He's bidding high for a lot of people, and yet it's still not enough to overcome your own.
Still not enough, yeah. Because I knew he was probably bidding 3. I think I noted it somewhere. His Rowan Gandalf Isling deck usually bids 3 burdens. So if I bid 4, then I beat him.
And there's another case of the preparation just coming in handy. When people get too predictable, when they have a specific game plan, people can pick up on it, and then you can leverage against that. That's
yes. This Rowan deck was getting quite popular. It was I think because of maybe the study himself, because he played it successfully in some of the tournaments. Right here. So it uses Laugh Spell to give mounted companions Valiant, and it also prevents the opponent from using special abilities. And then he played Let Us Be Swift, spots prevent companions discard up to 2 conditions and liberate the side, which should be an amazing card against Dunland, right?
Right.
Discarding 2 conditions and liberating a side is right. Is the thing that I actually want to do. Also, this one is very good against me. Yeah, so this seems like a deck that is well made to beat my Dunland deck, and then I copied this deck and then I played against it, and I noticed that it had a very hard time against my Dunland. I don't think I was ever able to use this card in a useful capacity. But there's a big problem with the deck that if I look at it from a distance, because he has a lot of cards. It almost plays 100 cards in this deck, and I don't think that he has enough cards that help him filter out the deck. I mean, Symbol, Moon, and Wisdoms of Blade is very good, of course, but it doesn't draw a lot of cards, and the Shadow also doesn't.
I think the reason it's so
discard
big.
Cards, but
sorry.
I
think the reason it's so big is because of Red Dawn, because that card, when you're discarding your entire hand, that's 5 to 8 cards that you're getting rid of all at once. And so right. I think that's the reason why he goes so big, so that he can use that over and over to sometimes to great effect. But but to your point, it's not because he's going to be able to filter and find precisely what he needs, but just because he needs, fodder. He needs grist for the mill.
Yeah, he just needs a lot of cards to discard. I do like this card though, but it's not good against my Dunland deck.
Yeah, doesn't really care about all those exertions, right? So.
So from my perspective, I wasn't planning to play a deck like this at all because, well, I was playing on my phone and this is just too much for my phone. With playing cards like Symbol Moon and Wizard's Level 8 and playing too much stuff is... and also, you do need to do a lot of math with all these captains and armies and raider bows and stuff. And I wasn't really prepared to do a lot of math on my phone. So I decided not to play this deck, and then subsequently only use this deck as my opponent. And what happened here is that I moved to side 3 without incident, and he also moved to side 3, but I got the Ritual Oath of Enmity out of my deck. And when this is out, I don't use it immediately to take control of the sides. I wait a moment. So even if he has this Let Us Be Swift, it does not liberate a site. So it's
don't
not
give him a
that
chance to liberate
useful.
before you can use it. I see.
Right.
It also
So,
perhaps gives him a little bit of kind of a choice he has to make. If he does have a Let Us Be Swift in his hand and he's holding on to it, and he knows that you've got those Ritual Oaths down there, now that's something clogging up his hand and making it more difficult for him to make the decision to use Red Dawn. If he knows that that's a card he's going to have to use, but you're not using it, so he's forced to wait.
True. In this game, he didn't draw a Gandalf, which also matters a lot.
When the whole deck is based on Lathspell being as cracked as he was, that's pretty devastating to have to wait until the last half of the game.
Well, there he is. Yeah, but when he arrived, I already had taken control of 4 sides. I had no treat on the table. Here we have 4 Dunlanding Elders beating him up. He did not have a card to discard all my conditions, so I think in this situation I just used no retreat to make him double move, get the Hillman Horde out with 4 sides. And he still survived because, we went to Karos Galadlon.
Happened at just the wrong site. Oh, that's hilarious.
But, well, it doesn't really matter because my fellowship will survive Karos Galadlon, and, well, only Sam will not survive my angry man with a stick. He's too angry for it, so he beat him down. So that was the first match that we played. Yeah, that's one of the downsides of playing such a big deck. And I've played this kind of big decks before, where I really want a Gandalf and play 4 Gandalf, 4 Wizard's Level 8, and then just not draw it. Yeah, and then just all your other cards are less valuable then, which is a risk that you just need to take sometimes. It does look like a fun deck too. I mean, Eastlings are fun to play. And I think he also did some corruption. Had a corruption with Vision from Afar, I think.
He might have. And I think he's the only person that has ever gotten value from that Fell from Wisdom into Folly, the Isengard card there, which is the flood insurance for items. So he uses that specifically to pull out the Raider Bow and the Halberd. For his Beasterlings to use. He actually managed to use it in
maybe ships.
And Ships of Great Drought if he needs to. I saw him use this to pull the bows and the halberds for his Beasterlings, and
right.
It was you
can pick up 2 bows, 2 halberds, and then pick up your captain and something else.
To, captain and army, and they're all completely
demolish him. Yeah, and also like this, you don't need to play Enkia if you play like other cards that punish people for going over 5 companions. I've been corrupted by this guy before, so.
And a lot of people have been, rolling out with their giant fellowships. So.
This one as well. I mean, this deck play does give a lot
himself included.
Highlights. By round 5 here, I have 4 wins and 1 loss. No, that's not true. 3 wins, 1 loss, and with 4 wins, you get to the top 8 in this scenario. And if you have 3 wins, then 2 of the people that have 3 wins, or maybe 3, depending on the top of the tournament bracket, to get into the top 8. So by this time, I felt like this was the game. If I win this, I am in the top 8, and if I lose this, it's going to be hard to get there. And I played against Stefan, and he bid also 4 burdens and got to start first. So we're playing a Dunland mirror match, and there's one thing that's that defines a Dunland mirror match, and that is usually the person who goes first has a big advantage. Because if you move first, your opponent is not able to control a side with your shadow, because you're still at the side that you could have been controlling. But when the opponent moves, you move the second player that moves off the first side, so you are able with your shadow to control that side. So if you're playing a mirror match that is trying to control sides, the person who goes first has a big advantage because of this. So because he started first and I knew he was playing Dunland, I think I knew it. He was using Rohan Dunland during the preparation, and he also bid 4 burdens. So maybe I just should have bid 5 burdens. Sounds like a mistake from my part. So yeah, he did. He played. I declined to play a lot of cards here at the start. I can't go back, right? Because I wanted to make sure that if he made a double move, that I could get the
ritual oath. But himself
ritual
being a
oath out
Dunland
from the
player,
deck.
he knew how important that ritual oath was and denied you the 18 Twilight.
Exactly.
That back button you hit was the slowdown, not the.
Now it's going very slowly.
Yep. Oh dear. You might just need to refresh.
That's fine. I'll just start up again. So there we go. So now I move to side 2, and if he plays a Freka here, then he will control side 1, and I won't be able to deal with it. I mean, my Dunland is not equipped to deal with Dunland. Oh, sorry, my dwarves are not equipped to deal with Dunland at all. I'm quite weak to my own deck, so to speak. But here he plays out a lot of cards, and I got these. I got to activate this. He does have 1 side. He did play with 1 Freka. So now I'm just hoping that he doesn't have another Freka, and he doesn't. So for the second side, he did not get to control side, and now the tables might get turned because I get to control a side. He's not able to control that side. So I think here's the crux of the game. If he gets to control this side 3, then I have a problem. Because if he does, then he has 2 sides, and I can't have 2 sides. But he doesn't, and I think that's the difference between our decks. He plays 38 cards and has 6 Twilight and 4 Twilight guys in his deck. He also has Grima in his deck for some reason. Which I think is a bit weird because you want to discard this
anyway,
position. Yeah. But well, it's good against my dwarves to say the least. But if he did not have these cards, he would have more chances to draw the cards that he actually needed to get a side there. So I think that this deck building idea is what lost him this game. Because I was able to get the second side before he got there.
And then those elders
and
pop
you see,
off
if you get the second side, he has no way to deal with my Dunland as well. I mean, if you don't plan on beating Dunland, then you have a hard time against him. I did get rid of all of his hides and use which was I think that was lucky of me. I did get rid of his hides and use one Driver Moria to kill his guys, which prevented him from taking more sides. Because I mean, he did have a no retreat there. So if he was able to get a second side, he could have used no retreat to make me dual move over side 6, which is also deadly. But he didn't. I was able to get all these sides that I needed, and then eventually make sure that I think he died at side 7. But I really needed to play a careful game here and hope that he didn't draw the right cards at the right time.
I think that Blood Runs Chill is also making a big difference in the mirror match.
Yes,
because he's
certainly.
unable to build up his support area in any way.
Certainly, yes. He plays just 3 ready to falls. I think this is the best card in the deck, so I don't think you can play less than 3. Less than 4, I mean. So if I get rid of this card, then the whole strategy just tumbles down. And I got enough of these Lords of Moria, which Dunland can't really deal with, to get rid of the whole
all those hides.
All those hides and all the other conditions. So it wasn't. It's not an unwinnable matchup for dwarves. It's just a difficult matchup. But in this case, I have 3 Dunling Elders and a no retreat, so he conceded this game. So I'm certain that I win. That I'm in the top 8 now with 4 wins. So the last game doesn't really matter. It was still I think I played Chadwick. No, I played. No. This is the wrong one. This is round 3 of the first 3 rounds. And I think this was, even though it didn't really matter, one of the weirdest games that I played. Because he played Feldeeds Awake at side 1. And because he played this card, I did not think that I was able to win with my Shadow. So if my Shadow cannot beat him, my Fellowship needs to win the game. And well, dwarves are pretty sturdy, but they're not really against most Shadows. They don't really. They can have
they're natural sprinters. They can't quite run.
Not. Yes, exactly. They're natural sprinters. Prepared his deck as well. Let's see. This was Chadwick's, and he played archery, a wounding deck. I think I've played Chadwick a lot of times in the past years. I think also maybe last year or the last years. These archery shadows with a bunch of different cultures it looks very strange to me, but it's really efficient in dealing a lot of damage. And his Fellowship has a lot of ways to heal as well, remove burdens, heal with Shy Countryside, wound a lot of guys with Eowyn, get big Rohan dudes into play. Yeah, this looks like a fun deck. And also, we see some Resolute Halfling. This was my tech from last year. Just build a lot of burdens, get Sam out there, have Frodo die, have Sam take over the ring, and Sam in a frying pan will just beat any orc deck. Or there are decks that specifically target the ring bearer or want to deal a lot of wounds, and this card just beats it on its own.
Sort of Twilight Nazgul deck, yeah.
Or an archery deck. I mean, you can take 5 wounds with Sam and then heal all 5 of them. It's a very good card, but it does nothing against Dunland. Nothing special. So as you can see here, his Fellowship remains pristine, and my Shadow can't really get anything going because, well, on the one hand, I don't really draw my cards that actually control sides. I have Rekka here in hand, but I decline to draw a Dunleaning Elder. But even if I do, I get to take control of one side, and then he gets rid of it again. So I think his best chances were to move as fast as possible because my shadow cannot do anything. And I think he banged a little bit too much on his shadow trying to stop me. But I made good use of the Ring of Fury a couple of times. I think I may have used it 3 times during the whole game to heal everyone on the table. And also Gimli's Helm is a very important part of beating an archery deck, because they do add a lot of threats to you. And when
that
someone
tech that
dies,
Gimli's-
you
yeah.
can use Gimli's Helm to put all the threat wounds on Gimli, and then he will take no wounds at all. So this matters a lot. Also, very important, I kept Aragorn alive for side 7,
Ha.
making sure that I have a ranger. I think in the past, when I played dwarves, I sometimes put an Eowyn in the deck, just to have a Rowan companion when you go to the King's Hall, side 7, the tower block.
Yes.
So yeah, his fellowship seems completely unbeatable to me. But I get to side 9 by, well, making sure that I don't get too much wounds. And because I know he doesn't have Grima in his deck, very probably, I get to load up on Dune 3 anyways. Makes a difference as well. And I don't think it makes a lot of difference if I'm here at the top or at the bottom. Doesn't really matter where you start, I think, in this position.
It changed the seed. You can see there that Ratil was in position 8 versus you in position 1. So it changes who you go up against on the very first round.
Right.
But other than that, not really.
So I'm playing the person that has 3 wins against the person that has 5 wins. But it doesn't really matter that much, because
somebody's gonna knock him out.
Well, yeah. So. Well, if he has the deck that beats me, then that's the deck, right? So we're in the top 8, and I'm playing Rutil, and I know what Rutil's playing. He's playing a 200 card deck that uses, I'm sorry, a 154 card deck that uses Return to its Master to destroy the opponent. Well, as I've explained before, I played against all my opponent's decks beforehand, and I've also played against Rutil's deck a couple of times, and I'm not really sure how to play that deck. It's completely overwhelming to me, this thing that he has built. So if he has one advantage, I don't know what he's exactly trying to do.
He's ready for everything.
He does have this card, but he also has a lot of cards that I don't know how to use, so to speak. And I know that he wants to have, where is it? I think it's the card's called Preparations. And you can stack cards from your discard pile on this condition, and then you use Rest by Blind Knight to shuffle that condition and all cards stacked on it into your deck. So if you manage to take all the cards of your deck out of your deck in your discard pile, then put all the cards that you need for a certain win on discard, and you shuffle it back into your deck, then that's the thing that I come up with when I look at this deck. But then I'm not really sure how to accomplish that at all.
He's definitely got to have some sort of plan, like where there's 8 specific cards that he wants to have on the very last on site 9, and if you don't know which of those 8 are, it can be kind of difficult to map out where exactly how you want to play it.
Yeah, exactly. So he has a lot of Nazgul, and there is a card that looks for weather conditions, and then he has a No Ordinary Storm that does something when you play weather conditions, and then this card wants to make sure that the opponent stops from moving, I think.
Either that or load up on the Exertions, both of which are good for...
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
maybe use this specific card when there are a lot of threats at the end of the side path to get more Twilight. But well, I think I've played maybe 10 times against his deck in live play as well in Prague and online against him, and a couple of times against myself, and I'm still not sure what it does exactly. So maybe I should be looking at his replays, see how this deck actually works. But I do know that the deck is prone to draw very badly. Some cards do nothing, and some combination of cards have, yeah, don't make sense. I mean, it doesn't really help stop the opponent. So my plan this game is to have a fellowship win here, because I don't think that I can beat his weird shenanigans that he is going on. But if we start the game here and I'm at side 4 and he is at side 2, then I feel quite safe that he is not able to move past me here.
And knowing, of course, that it's Ratiel trying to go for that return to his master play, you know that his fellowship is not going to even be trying to
probably anywhere. Yeah. What was it? Oh yeah, he played in all veils removed. I mean, it's okay. I also bid less burdens than I usually do, because I knew that he would be bidding 0 burdens, so I could bid just 1 burden and then start off the game and start off cleanly. But I also know that it's very hard to beat this fellowship with my Dunland deck. He has cards like this, Hardy Garrison, and he's able to draw cards and discard cards at the same time, so he gets to use this card multiple times. There's only one of them in the whole deck, I think, but this card was very good against me. Yeah, and he also has, because he has the base of Mindaloon, he gets to get 6th level and Citadel of the Stars to, well, make sure that my guys are
never going to do anything. Yeah.
But at this point, I'm at side 6, he's at side 4. I feel quite safe. I think the best chance that he has is to put pressure on me. I can play some guys and do some damage, but well, just Citadel of the Stars just gets rid of my Dunling Elders, and well, the reason why his incredibly big deck, this is one of the biggest advantage to running 150 cards. You can discard the top 3 cards of your deck to make a dwarf strength +1. So this single card gives every dwarf always strength +3 if you need it. So that's very good. So he actually did that. He did put some pressure on me, because if I cannot beat his fellowship, I need to make a dual move somewhere here in region 3 to make sure that I get there. But at this point, his deck is a return to its master deck. He wants to put as much wounds on Gimli as possible, and he has none. I also have a Gimli's Helm on him, a Dwarven Bracers, a backup Dwarven Bracers on turn 3, a backup Ring of Fury to heal my Gimli. So I will probably use this Ring of Fury to heal Gimli again, and use this one to heal Gimli some more, and make sure that Gimli is just in the most pristine state that he can be in. Not go to over 6 companions, of course, for this. So he tries to get some wounds out there, but also I have Bloodrun Shield to get rid of his whole board, so making one double move is not that hard. I think I do it right now. Just heal some guys, move to the next side. Make sure that I do not have any threats in play. I have 0 threats in play, so this card does not get an Nazgul back. Any minion he plays just loses to turn 3 usually. And at this point, it's very hard for him to kill Gimli outright with his helm, with his bracers, with 3 vitality left. I even gave him an extra vitality thanks to the Ring of Retribution. I give like 10 Twilights, or what is it? 14 Twilights, and that's not enough with an empty board to defeat this. So I think that my preparation was mainly knowing that his shadow is very weak at the early stages of the game. Make sure that I move fast during the first stages. Make sure that I am looking out for a surprise kill during the middle stage of the game, and keep his board clear with Blood Runs Chill. And well, here at the end, I think I've done a good job.
Yeah.
And also, I knew his fellowship was strong enough to beat my shadow, and you see that his fellowship is just in pristine form still. So in this game, I made a conscious decision to focus on my fellowship here. And then we get to the second round, Sith Dora. Haven't played him before. Don't think I've played him a lot, actually.
Yeah, his wasn't a name that I think that I recognized. I think that he must have started playing this year.
And this deck, well, this looks like a fun Hobbit deck that I also played once before during one of the tournaments. It uses Sam to get the Red Book of the West March into play, and it uses Merry to find Bilbo. So after that, every till you play, it draws a card, and then you just play a bunch of tills to draw a lot of cards and get a bunch of cards onto the table. This is a very good fellowship to filter your shadow. I still think that 112 cards is a bit too much. But again, if you draw a lot of cards with your fellowship and you draw a lot of cards with your shadow, this combination works pretty good, I think.
It was actually this exact deck that was the reason why we put a change to the Merry errata, because Merry used to be able to pull Tom
Right.
Bombadil, and so they would include Tom Bombadil in this so that they could immediately get rid of 2 burdens, so they could bid even higher to get that party field out and everything. And so it made the whole system just a little bit too impenetrable. So we altered Merry so that he only pulls hobbits now instead of just any Shire ally. And it pumped the brakes a bit on this deck without affecting the way that he gets used in other situations.
Yeah, I think this is too strong, fetching Tom Bombadil. I think I did that with one of these decks in one of these tournaments. So yeah, this is too good. So I think it's a good change. Yeah. And well, classic Moria. I love me some Moria. I mean, this is so much fun. I'm just a bit sad that I didn't play Moria 3 times in a row, so I cannot get a Moria deck with all my cards. Every single card in the Moria deck needs to have a championship.
Hey, I mean, it is your decision. You could choose to do Scimitar or something.
True. Well, but I was on the phone, so I don't think that this is a great matchup for my dwarves, especially if he's running Goblin Warrior. If he finds this card early and gets rid of my Lord of Moria, I have a difficult time clearing the board. But I think this is just a mistake, playing the Uruk Foot Soldier because of his 1 vitality, and this will come up in my during the game. I think it's a lot better to play the Orc Pursuer, this one. I think that being able to get to strength 10 is sometimes is better than being fierce. And also there's another tracker here. I used this combination last year. I used the Orc Pursuer, and I played 1 Orc Patrol in the deck, one of them, just to get rid of a condition that's...
oh, is that the...
It's a certain Hobbit condition. Where is it?
Precious,
where is it?
Oh, what's it called? It's the brown one.
You just didn't play it. The Tale of the Great Ring.
Yeah, Tale of the Great Ring. It's the on the bottom row there. Yeah.
Oh right, yeah, here it is. Okay, so this if you have a big swarm, and this one card can just beat the big swarm because you're not playing any events. So I used that Tower Assassin with some trackers for and Tolbrandir to make sure that I can beat this card on side 9. Because this is a card that is widely played to beat a swarm deck.
Yeah, you have to have a plan for that one, either including an event that you keep in your hand the entire game for it, or
Right.
have a plan to get rid of it. Yeah.
Well, maybe his plan was to get a lot of fierce minions on side 9 and maybe beat them in the fierce skirmish. But anyways, I think this was the most difficult match. I mean, this matchup I don't think is a good one for me. So this is a bit stressful. But well, drawing Ring of Fury early is good because it gets rid of the opponent's stuff. I don't know why I stopped at side 2. Wait, let's try it again. So maybe that was a mistake of me that I did not move to side 3. Yeah, I did draw a very bad Fellowship hand. I mean, I drew only Ring of Fury and Bloodrun's Chill, but I also know that the Hobbit deck is not very good against Dunland. I mean,
they don't have any site liberation. They don't have hardly any wounding. Yeah.
They can heal a lot, but if I get my deck going, then it's very difficult for them to survive it. So I think that I because I had such a starting hand for the Fellowship that I just decided to stop on side 2 and then well, I know that the Ritual Oath of Enmity will not work, but I started with Elder and Freka. Well, drawing a second Elder and Freka won't be that hard, and then just control 2 sides and then make sure that I beat his Fellowship. I do have some cards that are good against Moria. I mean, Aragorn Ranger in the north is obviously very good. Bloodrun's Chill is very good to keep the board clear, but it's not. Depending on their draws, it's not good enough.
Yeah, because Moria
Dwarven Armor can be very good.
They might have enough goblins to be able to eat up the effect of Bloodrun's Chill. So
yeah, that's true as well. I mean, I can't beat these guys, so they will linger on the table. I decided to go to 7 companions here because on the one hand, I do not want to keep these companions in my hand forever. It will just clog up my strategy for the shadow and prevent me from drawing more Fellowship cards. And if he has an Ankia, so be it. It will only kill one of these small guys or deal 3 wounds to Aragorn.
And what are the chances that he draws it in such a big deck? So
yeah, he does have 3 of them, so there's a chance that he has it. And if he doesn't, he doesn't. He found the warrior, which is bad news for me. So now I'm mostly focused on my shadow, but the funny thing is I'm playing on my phone, so he's playing all these cards. And if you see all these cards on a small phone, it's just a bunch of cards. I remember him playing allies, and I think, well, most allies don't do anything during the skirmishes, with the exception of Bounder, I think. So it was also during dinner, so I just put my phone down and I just ate something, and then when it was my turn, I just looked at the game state at that point. What did he give me that I can play? Because all of these cards, well, it's just a bunch of cards. I do know that I need to keep in mind that burn every village is useful against the Tale of the Great Ring. But beyond that, I'm just playing an autopilot here. But I have all the things that I need. I have 2 sides. I don't have all the things I need. I'm missing a vital part here. I don't have a Ready to Fall. So I cannot bring back my elders yet. I do have no retreat, so I think this will win me the game if I eventually find my ready to fall. But it's not here yet. Yeah, and Moria just has Moria things. I mean, you're able to discard some of these conditions at the start of the game, but this is bad news. I do think that I'm happy that my dwarves are big enough to kill all these orcs. Otherwise, I would have an even bigger problem with the goblin swarms here.
I'm really surprised he didn't
Yeah.
play a Balrog. Did he not include a Balrog in his deck at all, and a Moria deck of all things? Oh, he did
Twice
have a
even.
couple. Huh.
Wait, did he discard both?
One's in the discard, so the other one must have been in his hand or in his deck, so he should have been able to play it.
Yeah, that's interesting. Maybe he thought, well, doing a few wounds is not enough. But I did draw a lot of Blood from Shield to keep the board clean. I think I was lucky in that. But from this point on, I don't have a way to get rid of his conditions, so I just hope that he doesn't get them all. And also, I do have drawn my ready to fall, but his fellowship also looks very strong right here. I mean, it's very difficult to get through this, and Mithril Coat also is very helpful, preventing a lot of wounds here. And I remember distinctly that I was looking at my phone, and he played this card, this ally, and from afar, I did not know what it does. I still, to this day, I don't know what this card does. So this is the first time that I'm going to click on it and see what it actually does. So you get to draw more cards. That's actually pretty good, actually.
Now, well, except he played it after all his allies have been played. So
yeah, not that good at side steps, but pretty good at the early stages. So looking at this game state, his fellowship is in very good condition. He has some shadow space. My fellowship is also in a pretty good condition. I have one Dwarf Moria in hand.
Which would be great.
I also have the Ring of Guile to my in my arsenal. I have a fully healed Aragorn. I think that my fellowship can actually survive Moria here. So I want to put some pressure on him and maybe move twice here, so that I do not need to move twice on the last side. It's also possible to maybe get Blood from Shield back with Ring of Guile and discard his guys, but this is not looking that great. This is just a big swarm. So the only way that I survive this is, well, I can either just let him choose who he kills, but I choose Aragorn. Make sure that Aragorn dies. I also make sure that the guys with the highest Twilight costs are here, and that they get onto the Goblin swarms, and that the other guys, the smallest one, especially the runners, I do not want them on the swarms. So, oh wait, this was a double move. So I moved once, he played nothing, and I double moved, and then he played this big swarm on me.
And he's down to 14 cards in deck, so this is probably his last hurrah.
Well, it is Moria, and he gets to get 5 guys on the swarms. He has the full access of all the scimitars in his discard pile. He does have only one armory, so that's good for me. But he has access to the things that he needs here. So it is tricky here. Oh, I decide not to play these cards anymore because they will just get discarded. Does nothing. Just keep them in hand, or maybe discard them with Linar or something. I do get to play a lot of Dunlending Elders here and use No Retreat to make a double move. But sadly, I had used all my burn every villages, and he still has a Till of the Great Ring here. So he just holds on to dear life and uses the Tail to Grave Ring to survive, and Frodo survives this side. And then in the last side, I switch around my weapons so I can make full use of one Dwarf Moria, get back maybe 4 cards for Durin, up till 5 cards with Gimli. The Ring of Guile is on Yuri to be discarded to get it back. I don't play these cards because they don't have any worth anymore. And he does the Moria thing. Which takes some time. And here, this looks like a good swarm, but well, I play 1 Dwarf in Moria, and well, I get rid of these 3 cards, and I can play it twice. So all these guys that have 1 vitality, I can get rid of them.
Although you will have
and
to burn
then I
through
will be left with just this, and this that's good enough. So I'll get back 4 cards, and then do it again. I think I decide to keep the armor, probably. No, he conceded there.
Because he could see that, you know, he only had the 1 armory left, and so you could, in theory, get rid of 4 of those, and then it's 5v5, and that's not anything that dwarves will struggle with.
Yeah, though I do need to have this exact scenario, and well, he played the Uruk-hai trackers. If he had the red trackers, I need to damage them twice. So if there were 3 more guys here, I can get rid of only these 3 guys, and then this is the swarm that I'm left with. 2, 3, 4, 5. So I get 5 guys on my Gimli, and I don't think that I survived this. So I think that looking at this game, this board state, the choice of putting these trackers in his deck instead of the Sauron trackers lost him the game.
That vitality was important. Interesting.
Yeah. And then we get to the finals. And I get to play the Stali again. So in the first match, he bid he bid 3 burdens and I bid 4, and I know the Stali a bit. I decided. Wait, this is the fellowship game. No, the upper brackets first. So I knew he would be. Oh, this is not right.
Right. Yeah. So you ended up going up against Stali twice. You knocked him out in.
But this is the wrong link.
Oh, is that the wrong link? Oh.
Ah. That's right. I have a link here myself.
I'll have to fix that. So the first Stali game. Yeah. So that one right there.
There we go. In this game, he bid 6 burdens because he knows bidding 6 will ensure him to start, because I cannot bid 6 burdens, and because I suspect him doing that, I just bid 0. I also do not punish him for playing any big for bidding this much, because I play Dunland, so I have no cards that punish large fellowships or burdens. So this is a good strategy to use here. Very smart. I was actually toying with the idea of putting a Toldia in my deck, just to surprise people that bid too much, and then use Toldia to kill someone. But I decided against it because
it would have been a one-trick pony, and then you get at most 1 companion out of it. Yeah. So.
Oh yeah, the start is pretty interesting, so I should start over. So we saw the game before that this Rowan deck, he usually plays a lot of cards. So I get the Oath of Amity out of my deck and then put some counters on it, and then wait until I am at side 3 to get 2 sides at the same time and get my shadow rolling. So what happens here is that he starts, he mulligans, he only fetches Aragorn, and then he double moves to side 3, and I have no way to get to 8. This is not 18 Twilight, so I cannot get the Oath of Enmity out of my deck, and I don't draw it at the start of the game. So now I do not have the Oath of Enmity on the table and active, which is a problem for me, and it's good for him. I also make a double move because why not? I need to put pressure on his fellowship, of course. If you do not double moves, then their fellowship can move at a more leisurely pace and survive that way. But now he's able to. He's found Gandalf and a bunch of stuff, and he plays well, everything that he has gives me 23 Twilight, but I do not have the Oath of Enmity, so I have no way to gain control any sides. I haven't even drawn Freka, so this is this starts off very badly for me, as you can see. Yeah. The lone Freka, the lone Dunlanding Elder will not do anything.
It's not angry enough.
He decides to stop here, and I think I'm happy. I'm lucky that he did that, because a double move wouldn't have mattered. I have nothing, as you can see. I did have a constantly threatening, but I have nothing in my discard pile. So I'm happy that I got some breathing room here and able to play all these cards out. And because I did not bid any burdens, he had some trouble giving me two burdens. He did not draw the what's it called? The condition.
I can't remember. All I can think of is Vision from Afar, and that's the event he displayed.
Yeah, he gets to assign to. I choose to get the burdens. I have Sam at the ready to play him and get back to 2 burdens. Luckily, I draw my Freka here. Yay! I get to control one side. I'm also happy that he hadn't drawn his condition removal, because I really need this over the Eisen to make sure that my Freka survives. He also does not have the discard, the regroup event to liberate side. So I think I'm lucky here that he doesn't draw all these cards. But at the same time, he still has 70 cards left in his deck. So by playing so many cards, sometimes you don't draw the cards that you need. And I play so few cards that I eventually will draw the cards that I need. Here he has the Balrog on Bridge of Khazad-dûm, and yeah, my fellowship isn't looking that great, but I still decide to move again, because I think that with I could sacrifice Aragorn or take a few hits with Durin 3 against his Easterling, and if he also hasn't drawn a single Easterling captain up to, until this point. So I think that if you look at the game from his side, is that he is not drawing the right shadow cards to punish me, and also not drawing the one-off fellowship cards that he really needs against my deck. Now he still plays a lot of Twilight. I draw the Oath of Enmity, eventually get to 3 sides, and then play some guys with no retreat on the table, which is very scary, of course. But he gets out a surprise Rohirrim army to discard my guys and not trigger the no retreat. Still no regroup event. I thought about not spending all of my Twilight here, but I decided to spend all the Twilight on my Shadow here to play around one specific card that's in his deck, namely this one, Deep in Thought.
Deep in Thought, yeah.
I mean, I have all the conditions that I have here, but I have backup ready to false if I really need it. But playing around it will help me ensure that I have 3 of my 3. I have 3 ready to falls here, so this is the last one. If he gets rid of this one, then I'm lost. I cannot do anything against this fellowship anymore. I think I made a mistake in this game as well. Somewhere there was an army that I assigned to one of my dwarves, and I just miscalculated, and he overwhelmed my dwarf without without needing anything. And I remember listening back to your commentary that you were saying, oh well, this might be a choice that he makes on purpose because he wants to give less Twilight, but it was just a mistake. So even if I'm playing this final match, the final movie match, I still make mistakes like any other player.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the things that comes up with the World Championship when you've got, when you've been playing games all day, eventually fatigue starts to set in, and yeah, mistakes are inevitable.
Especially on the phone.
Yeah, especially on the phone.
Yeah, well, I do have experience playing long tournaments when I played Magic the Gathering, but also these these PC tournaments that take all day. I know how to handle myself in these situations. I think that the longer a tournament goes on, the better it is for me.
Because you've got a better relative advantage. And hey, you were also at a restaurant, so you were keeping your energy up. Maybe that was the mistake everyone else was doing.
Though I was drinking beer as well, so just having fun.
Well, there's, what do they call it, the Ballmer limit, where at first a little bit of alcohol will sometimes improve your decision making. It's only once you hit that tipping point that
right. It gets you in a more easy state. It's a less stressful state, I think. Maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, my fellowship wasn't really harassed during the whole game, so in the end, I was able to beat his shadow, and his fellowship also looks quite dire. So even though I did not get the Oath of Enmity in the first few sides, and I drew quite badly in the during Region 2, in the end, I was still able to do a lot of damage against his fellowship. So while testing against this deck, I got to most of these same situations. So I felt quite confident that this was a good matchup for me.
And it definitely turned out.
So obviously, the Stali decided not to play movie again in this final match, but try his luck with fellowship luck.
And which deck did you felt more comfortable with?
In the fellowship, you mean?
Well,
the fellowship or the movie, which you would choose if you had the chance to?
I think that's a choice. If I had lost the movie matchup, I think that I would have chosen. I'm sorry, I'm saying it wrong. If I had lost the fellowship block game, I think I would have chosen movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Especially since you'd already proven you could beat that particular deck. Yeah.
And fellowship. That's different. I think if we had played another fellowship round, I think the Stali would have bid even more.
Yeah.
Then he bid 5, I bid 6 because I had the.
You had the tech
here, but he bid 5 without removing any burden. So it didn't matter if he played if he bid 5 or 9. It's the same thing. He would have killed off Frodo anyways and let Sam have the ring. So I have no way to add one burden. Yeah, maybe I play a side 4 that adds a burden. So maybe you bid 8. But there's no other way for me to add any burdens. He is playing Toldia. I cannot bid a lot of burdens because I will get destroyed by this card. But I'm not playing Toldia. So I think that if we played another finals match with these decks, he might have bid 8 burdens, go to 9 with this. And then because he is going first, I have the disadvantage, I think. But in this game, I'm going first, and this was a fun game. I also remember listening back to the commentary. By this time, my dinner was over. I was in my hotel room. I had my laptop, and I was talking to the Stali during the game about the bits, about few, no, Toldia, that kind of thing, uh, which is fun to do. This was not the best starting hand to hope for, but I did draw Gandalf here, and I have Ranger Sword and Armor, which are very good, but I have no Elven ally. So that means that most of the allies that I have in my deck, I cannot even find with Estelle. So here I decide to, of course, first get rid of all the burdens, but now I find Legolas because I'll just play Gandalf anyways. So if I had not drawn Gandalf, I might not have found Legolas and just get, I mean, any of the elves that
you had a
does
couple
not spot
options.
another elf.
Yeah.
Usually against Nazgul you want Erestor.
Oh, but you need
which is
the
good,
elf. I see. So that
but you need to spot an elf.
yeah.
Yeah, so I think it
So
only
usually
cites
I
6
get,
allies.
where is he? The one that wounds in the regroup.
Ah. So Calgalin is the only one you could pull besides Arwen.
But I was, I predicted he would play Nazgul, and he was playing Nazgul, so I just got, I got Legolas out and just hoped that he wouldn't have an Ankia. And even if he did, now what's the worst thing that can happen? He could kill Legolas, or he could kill Pippin and Sam, both which I don't really care about. He has an interesting tech here. He has Uruk Raiders in his deck, obviously to get back at side 9 at Tolbrandir. But as you know, I have protection against that with my Galadriel. And 1 Tower Assassin. I don't know if this is a good combination here, because you need to play 4 cards and have 4 other cards not available to you. I mean, you have a Fell Voices Call less, and a Morgul Gates less, and an Atia less. So I'm not sure if and against all the decks that do not have any allies, this is just a waste of space. But anyways, it could be helpful at some points during some games, because he played a few of these raiders and only and the Witch King. I felt comfortable in double moving to side 3, which is sometimes very deadly to do in against Nazgul. But well, he is playing Uruk Raiders. I mean, that's just a strength 6 million that Gandalf and Frodo can handle.
And now that they're not damage +1 by default, that does make them a
Yeah,
little manageable.
I mean, maybe take a wound. That's fine. I mean, after double move to side 3, I have Legolas with 2 wounds. Aragorn, we're in pristine condition. All the hobbits died, but that's fine. Don't really care about them anyway. I would have loved to keep Merry around.
Yep.
To get Bounder, but oh well. My shadow is looking good as well. I think I kept my initial starting hand, even though it wasn't great for the Fellowship. I did have an Ankia, and he has 5 burdens. So getting Ankia to kill Gimli, well, or maybe try to kill Gimli at side 2, will give me a good chance of beating him. Well, it doesn't matter for him if he goes to 6 companions or not, because he has too many burdens. He drew Dwarven Bases, which is good. Now nobody will die against Ankia. I'll keep Nelia around for side 5 for shenanigans when he double moves the next side, because well, this is a good shadow hand, but he has a lot of pumps and he gets rid of Ankia. And now I have Atia left. And he decides to double move. I don't draw a different Nazgul, so I only get Nelia into play, which is not that great for me. So this was an excellent double move by the Steli. because he needs to keep up. If he doesn't keep up, my fellowship will just run away easily. But well, if you move 2 sides, then you have I drew a lot of elven cards, so I can get my elves on. I mean, Aragorn is now strength 13 with 3 elf cards in hand. He will just beat the Witch King right now, if I want him to.
Was there a reason why you didn't discard to heal with? Oh, you wanted to use it for Estelle. That makes sense.
Yes, yeah. I usually keep the extra cards in hand just to discard with Aragorn. If Aragorn is able to get to strength 17, he beats up the Witch King.
Yeah,
which is very good. But Witch King survived, so I did need to stay here. Could not beat him twice, only once. Oh yeah, Aragorn's bow. I also saw a match where someone was using the other Aragorn, Ranger in the North, and Aragorn's bow, and misclicked a bunch of times.
Ah, yes. Yeah, that was something that came up during the stream, that somebody was trying to do the defender bonus, but instead accidentally activated the Aragorn's bow, or vice versa. Yeah, that was a
It's
mess.
just yeah, those are the moments that playing online are the worst, I think. People making a misclick, and yeah. He killed off my Nazgul, so he decided to double move. So he has double moved from 1 to 3 and from 3 to 5 right now. But yeah, after this double move, he's left with Sam and Gimli. So this was probably the moment that
things started to tip.
Things went wrong. Though I think he made a terrible mistake here. I should bring it back up. I think he let someone die. He let Aragorn die first, and therefore Aragorn died, and therefore Gandalf was 1 strength less. And then subsequently he was overwhelmed by my Nazgul. So I think he would have been fine if Gandalf would have survived there.
I think he realized as soon as he assigned that he'd made a mistake in the ordering, or as soon as he picked the skirmish to do, because that friend of the Shirefolk needs to spot a man to be that strength +1, and so he.
Whee. There we go. I was there. This fellowship was played by. I think this was the most played fellowship from all the opponents, using the Frodo Signet guys, and using Gimli with all his weapons and flurry of blows, and we may yet to win skirmishes. I mean, this card is very good as a pump limit. You need to exert, but if you're healing it anyways with Sam, then this is a free pump.
Yeah. Backshot Row, I think, is going to end up getting an errata, because the fact that he offers the heal to offset We May Yet's exertion is just too good. So we need to put a cost on there of some sort. Not quite sure yet what that's going to be, but
yeah, well, it's nice to see these kind of different decks that the PC makes possible. I mean, this deck is not playable if you play with the with original cards. I mean, yeah, you can play Gimli and some weapons and flurry of blows, but it's just not that good. This is the card that makes sure that it actually works.
Yeah,
I think so. That's fun, and I like this Pippin. I like this Marius, this Sam as well. But maybe maybe this is a bit too much. But it's good to see different decks out there. Yeah, this double move was quite interesting. I mean, maybe he had hoped that I had nothing, or maybe just play 1 Nazgul, but I had 2 of them, which is a problem, especially with Blade Tip on the table. So here, Gandalf is strength 9 and will survive against the Witch King. First Sam survives. Yeah, I think this is this matchup is not that bad for me because I have still my Nazgul can beat these big companions.
Yeah, but there was that order where he did
Yeah,
Aragorn
yeah,
first. If he had done Gandalf first to take the hit, then it would have been fine. And in fact, he could have hit Gandalf could have taken on the Witch King both times, and he'd be exhausted, sure, but he didn't
true.
need to lose either of his companions there.
Yeah, I don't think he needed to lose Aragorn as well. But in that case, I could have killed Gandalf with the blade tip.
Fair. But he ended up losing Gandalf anyway.
It's a decision.
So.
Yeah. So this,
Yeah.
looking at this game state, I think I have won the game. My fellowship is strong enough. I think his fellowship is in dire straits.
Yeah, a mistake of that magnitude is really difficult to come back from in a high level game like this.
Yeah, the would have been very different if he had some companions left. Because here I cannot double move to side 6 because he played 3 Nazgul. My fellowship is taking a lot of wounds. It's fine if when I move to side 6 I can kill off Rumul, Boromir, and Legolas. I don't know. These companions can die and he can die, and maybe I find some other side 6 ally that can die. But a double move was impossible here. So if he had something left, then he would have made he would have started the run in region 3. But right now, Kanti has like the worst card to face here with.
He finally drew all
with
those cards, and they're all
companions,
gonna.
and I have all of them available. So yeah. So Gimli dies, and Sam is left for me to finish off next side. My elves are coming down. And even though I played the Uruk Raider a bunch of times, my elves are still good.
So it's interesting
There we go.
that Lady Odomiel there is kind of just a good to have the Arwen that you have for this particular Arwen deck, or sorry, this particular Elven Ally deck. I think that it's something that people do a lot is they try to make the whole deck about her. But you've kind of proven that while she can be useful, you can still get a lot of benefit from the archetype without needing to have that single point of failure, right? So
well, it's a good viewpoint. I think you can start her and use Gramagil to and make her more of a main companion. But to do that, you're losing either you're losing these 2 cards, which and this combination of 3 hobbits makes sure that I can bid 6 burdens.
yeah.
And that's the thing. I want to bid 6 burdens and start off the game. And that's why I have these guys. If you do not want to start with 6 burdens, you can also start with 3 burdens and then start Sam and Arwen, which is fine. But that's not my strategy here. I specifically chose to go with these 3 guys. And well, I was actually debating which Arwen would be the best because, well, I think all of the Arwens have something for them. I mean, this one is just easier to survive against Nazgul, which are widely played. This one is better against Uruk-hai and the Orc decks, but she's not better against Nazgul. And against Nazgul, Arwen is better. The other Arwen is better, and well, most players played Nazgul.
Mm-hmm.
So there, she was the better choice. She's also a ranger. I have no rangers in my deck. So Boromir is not a ranger, Aragorn's not a ranger, Arwen's not a ranger.
So that could have been a problem with Site 7, yeah.
I really rely on Galadriel, Lady of the Golden Wood, to get Anduin and Wilderland out to not get punished for that. But I'm so confident in this strategy that I'm playing this Boromir. I mean, I could play any Boromir. They're all fine, but this one helps me survive better. Against Nazgul, I think maybe. I don't know. I mean, this was one of the last changes I made. I was switching between every single Boromir in the deck the all the time. I think this Arwen is also useful. Getting rid of some cards is useful. And well, we know that someone will be playing Return to its Master, so she's helpful there.
That is fair.
And I was also switching between all the Legolas's. I mean, I chose this one because it survives against Nazgul easier. But this one would have been fine as well. He's always strength 7, sometimes 8. And the old Greenleaf, I usually play Greenleaf, but I saw a big decline in Swarm decks and a big increase in Nazgul.
Yeah.
So chose this one. It's almost a Gandalf Signet deck. I mean,
Ha!
almost all of them have a Gandalf Signet. And yeah, I mean, I'm playing a 33 card deck. If you want to play more Gandalfs and play Trust Me as you once did, that's fun. But yeah, with especially a shadow like Nazgul, I want as few cards as possible because I want to draw the right cards at the right time. I mean, Blade Tip is the best if you draw it early, and you want to draw enough Nazgul but not have the wrong one. So I play 4 of these guys because these are the only ones that I want to play. And also 4 Mogul Gates. I enjoy playing this card as well. It makes playing them easier. It gives you room to play the Pill Blade or sometimes 2 Nazgul on one side. So I like this one as well. Yeah, and there you have it. So that was the whole tournament from my point of view. Here and there are a few mistakes, some considerations, but mostly smooth sailing, actually.
Yeah, I hope that people really pay attention to this video and take a look. And honestly, like, people have already gotten used to copying your decks, but I think they need to copy your methods a little more on the decision making that had made you choose those decks, because I think that's really made the big difference. And if more people put in this sort of effort, I think we might be able to have a bit more of a challenging field for you next year.
Well, we'll see. It also depends on the matchup, of course. I mean, there were some decks here that I probably would have a hard time against, but some of them I didn't play. And yeah, some of the players are not really specialized in the PC format.
Mm-hmm.
So that's also a thing. And I also think that most people just play for fun, and just a few of the names that are here put in some more effort playing different styles of decks and testing a bit. But maybe I should just quit testing and just maybe join you in the commentary booth instead of playing.
Well,
Have someone
I suppose
else
that's an option too.
Take over the mantle. But I really do enjoy playing the PC formats. I mean, your tournaments, your changes made me come back to the game. Because regular Fellowship block and regular movie block, I've played it so much that I don't really care to play those games anymore because they're all the same. And by making new cards like Aragorn, Estelle, these Fell Voices Call, changing cards, also make them worse, like Secret Sentinels, Elrond. I mean, it keeps the game more fresh. And if you do this every year, then you get new cards, new decks every year. I mean, Mary is a new errata.
May as well be a new card, yeah, for
getting Rosie Cotton out there. Well, this has never happened before.
Yeah.
And if you kill Sleep Karatgras by only making a discard 1 condition, then well, I think that we will see a resurgence of Sauron and Moria decks, making the field more diverse, which is probably a good thing. So you should be wary that it doesn't fall onto the side that everybody's playing only conditions to win the games.
For sure. I anticipate that what we're going to see is, of course, at first, everybody's going to be playing condition-heavy decks because now you're untethered and you no longer have to worry about sleep cure address. But I think that there's also going to be room for making sure that there's more cards like Secret Sentinels that allow you to, easily discard individual conditions to snipe the ones that you need. Or in the case of Secret Sentinels, you can conditionally go up to 2. If more cultures have access to something like that, I think it should be enough to pump the brakes. But then you're going to have to make the proper decisions of getting rid of the correct conditions, the ones that are the most important. And
these cards really matter. I mean, conditions are a vital part of the game, and if you have no way to discard them, then you will get run over by some strategies. But there are not a lot of good ones, so more cards like these would be helpful, or cards like Bilbo, which I need to exert them. I need to discard a tail to discard a shadow condition from a supporter. It's quite some work to do it, but
it's worth
these
it.
cards
are
worth it if these are the main ways to do it, and if you find a way for dwarves or hobbits. No, dwarves are also lacking a way to discard any condition.
Yeah, I think Make Light of Burdens is their only real option. Dwarves are something that we're going to need to... I think that in the future we're going to have to do some stuff to really shake up dwarves because they feel like they're missing a lot of pieces. We didn't feel like we could really boost them up right now because of the fact that they have both Durin and Blood Runs Chill, both of which are very potent. And if you were to boost up dwarves too much while they still have those two very powerful tools, then they could probably start running away. But now that we are...
Dwarves did win the tournament.
Yeah, they did win the tournament. Yeah, so they have, I mean, yeah, they're able to leverage those handful of tools they have to very good effect. But now that we're altering Grima so that tank decks are going to be more possible to more viable to run, and then Blood Runs Chill is going to be altered, both of those cards are going to involve hindering instead of either mass discarding or mass returning to hand.
The biggest drawback is not even losing the weapons, but getting them back into your hand.
Yeah, Grima, I've often thought that this version of Grima is a triple agent because he's not that he's a shadow guy that's pretending to work for Free Peoples. He's actually working for your own Free Peoples in your deck, because when you stick 5 cards in your opponent's hand, they're guaranteed to have a terrible shadow hand, and so your Free Peoples is going to get away scot-free, and that's just nasty. So
that's why he's incredible, and that's why nobody plays the decks like this.
Yeah.
But then again, if nobody is playing decks like these, this card has no value, so you can play decks like these.
Yeah, it's kind of a pendulum swing that goes back and forth.
It's a circular way of reasoning, and still, people will still put 1 or 2 of them in some decks to just crush opponents.
Yeah.
Randomly, which is not the most fun way to win games.
Right.
And also, you just play a couple of Grimas and then play a couple of Saruman's Power, which is just...
the fact that Saruman's Power, like, the fact that people would do that just kind of highlighted how powerful the condition nuke was. That nobody ever plays an Isengard deck, but they will splash 2 copies of Grima and 2 copies of Saruman's Power. Really just kind of highlights that those are like the only usable busted cards in that whole culture. So
yeah, but this is like the only one that does this effect. So
yeah,
in other shadows you really need to work hard to get rid of one condition.
Yep, that's something that we're hoping with V3 has given a lot of different shadows the ability to do mass hinder. Since hinder is a temporary situation, I think that it's okay for us to give it to more cultures, so that they're able to say that, okay, just for this one turn we're going to pump the brakes on your board state, and then next turn it'll be back, but that might stop might force a stop if you've lost all your tools, And I think that's going to lead to a much healthier healthier ecosystem with the options available.
Yeah, we'll see. But this hinder it does mean that the game is getting changed again, but
Yep.
for a big portion of the game.
Yeah,
It's not just a simple errata. It's a real change in how the game is played. So I'm curious to see if this is something that will attract more players. See if if this is the way to go, or maybe if it alienates even more players because well the game is now a completely different game.
Mm-hmm. And that is a risk, but it's also kind of a really a test, because one of the things that I want to do is make some major changes to the core of the game, because I think that there are some decisions that Decipher made that aren't good for the longevity of the game, and for me to be able to attack those, I need to change some of those core systems. And so Hinder here is kind of a test run, where we're doing that on a slightly different axis, where we're changing the way the game is played a little bit without changing kind of the core of it. And if this works, and if it doesn't blow up in our face and we crash and burn, then in the next few sets, I'm going to be looking to be doing some more radical changes, in particular based around the ring bearer. I think that one of the big problems that Decipher didn't realize that they were doing was that they tied themselves too tightly to the idea of the ring bearer, and this really restricts the kinds of stories and themes and such that you can tell. Like, why can't I have a deck that is based around Theoden, right? Theoden never saw the ring, and Eomer and Eowyn never saw the ring, but it's really difficult to thematically justify a Rohan deck that isn't, dealing with a Frodo that's been stapled onto it for some reason, right?
Yeah.
So there's some interesting things we can do, but we have to, for us to be able to do that, we have to alter some of those core assumptions. And so Hinder is going to let us know, is it even possible for us to do that? Or is it, not
Well,
worth it?
it's one of the ideas to make these overpowered cards less overpowered. We'll see how it pans out. I mean, the change to the multipath is a fun one.
Yeah, and I think
Opened
that's
up a
been a
lot
positive.
of different things. So
Yeah.
so yeah, and that's also quite a big change, I think. Though it doesn't change the core of the game, of course, but it is something that has never that you have never been done before. So
Yeah.
So
Well, yeah,
is
this
something
was.
else that you'd like to talk about, or we've been going
I
on
mean,
for a couple hours now, so
yeah, this has been a great insight into what exactly goes through your head when you're preparing for one of these tournaments. So I'm hoping that this will be a good record for the future, and we'll have Yuletide this year is just coming up in a couple of months. We're already nearing the middle of November. We're wrapping up the development on V3. So V3 is going to be released early to mid-December. So that's going to be shaking up the entire game. It'll be anyone's game once again. It'll be time for everyone to reanalyze the situation and try to map a way through. So yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I mean, there have been a lot of changes also in the past year. I mean, there are now bots that you can play against. I haven't tried it yet, but
I imagine that you in particular would be disappointed. They're pretty dumb at the moment. They're really
No, they are great.
no, but they
So
help.
much fun.
I'm not even looking at these bots, but I'm looking at the Discord chat. People that a lot of new players that come in, trying these bots and being happy to play against some of them. So that's good news.
Yeah,
that's the main reason to have them.
Yeah, and that really is the kind of person that it's targeting, is somebody that is maybe a bit anxious about playing against real human players. Give them the ability to play the game without needing to worry about holding someone up or something. And yeah, I agree with you. I think I've seen way more names than that I just don't recognize, of brand new people that are willing to give it a shot. And yeah, I'm really happy with what it does. It's just not. maybe not all that helpful for super veteran players. But then again, Vertigo is working on making those bots even better. He is trying to build a system that can make them competitive, so that even for veteran players, they may find themselves challenged.
Maybe put one of them in the tournament and see if you can win it. Though you need to maybe you can pick one that picks its own deck. Well,
Actually, now that you mention it, if they get up to a high enough level of skill, that would be perfect for a house player. So like this tournament, we had somebody that had to drop the first round, and so we ended up with a bye during the top 8, which was awful. Well, if that person was playing up against a high level bot, at least they'd still be playing a game, and maybe if they flubbed it, they could still get eliminated. So I'd much prefer a house player than a bye in that sort of situation.
Yeah, buys are stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, you enter a tournament to play games, and then you get a buy. You don't even get to play the game.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's a bad feeling if you get them. So yeah, that's a fun thing that's been going on. And also the limited series that Mock has.
Big N19 Nelson. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's coming up. We've got so 2 weeks from now, the Sealed Masters is going to be running. So he's I'll be commentating that with Nelson. So that's coming.
Yes, I'm playing that one as well. So.
Oh, we need to put an announcement in there. I think he mentioned it in the chat.
Oh, there it is. No, it's the way to.
Yeah, that's an older one. Yeah, that's 2 weeks from now.
We need more rounds. But I'm looking forward to that one. I'm certainly not the best one of all the people on those that are participating in that one. So
I think that Nelson himself is the best sealed player out there. There have been I think there was at least one sealed league where he went 40-0, completely dominating the entire field. And of course, he's designed all these new sealed events. So I think the fact that he sits out the major sealed events and lets people play in these tournaments, I think that's the only reason anybody else has a chance to win. So
yeah. I a long time ago when I played the game online. And before the big hiatus, before I came back, I did play a lot of these drafts and sealed decks, but after a while, all of them felt the same. So, I mean, if you do a simple draft, a fellowship block draft, the regular ones, I think all the decks look the same and they all feel the same.
There's certain patterns that you start to fall into. Yeah, I mean that's. I feel like that's going to happen for any game, so you have to inject something new.
Oh, that's true, yeah. But if you have someone like Nelson who devises the things of new formats to play, puts decks together that you force people to think in new strategies. That's a good way to keep the game alive without resorting to new erratas or things. So that's fun to do.
Yeah, and actually that reminds me. So after V3, early next year, the next development project I'm going to work on is implementing the Race to Mount Doom, which was a product that Decipher had that we haven't implemented here on GIMP yet, which is a kind of meta progression system where every time you win a game in a league, you would move along the league site, and that would give you different bonuses or detriments. You might have game text, for instance, that says that you are forced to bid 6 burdens, or something like that.
Yeah, no, I remember those.
Yeah,
from the early games, you had a card, and then you played against people in the store, and then you had to punch the card to move on.
Yep. Yeah, so we're gonna try and implement that, because I think that will also be a really good way to mix things up and just have a different type of event that doesn't get old.
Yeah, that you can have variety in. Yeah. Also fun ideas. So lots of good fun ideas that are coming along.
Yeah. Well, thank you for doing this. Thanks for showing us, letting us pick your brain and see everything that goes on inside the head of a world champion. Thank you to everyone who's been watching. We'll be sure to get this posted up to YouTube as soon as it's done. But yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me and helping you promote this game a bit more.
Yeah. All right.
But I'm looking forward to finding more people that beat me. So
yeah, you might be waiting a bit, but we'll see. Hopefully 2026 will be the year that Bas Melis finally falls.
Yes, make me the villain of the story and make me fall.